And we're live. Let's dance this in for young Dougie.
Dance it in now.
Can you hit the Doug? Yo, thank you for coming on, Doug. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on.
TB. Yo, I'm so sorry.
It's been too long.
It's more than too long.
Been too long.
I messed this whole shoot up so bad. I was late today, guys. Late to the shoot. Late to the fucking.
But you did your best, you know. That's all you can ever ask.
We got to work around our lives, you know. You got to work around our lives. Sadly, you know, one day we'll be doing this full time, full gig.
That's the goal, baby.
But that's the goal. That's the goal.
Sir.
That's the goal.
But enough about me, Doug. Let's introduce yourself. Tell everyone about you.
So, my name is Doug. I am a loan officer for Cross Country Mortgage.
Shout out.
Shouts.
Check them out. Go check them out.
Here we go, baby. Santos team. I am Brazilian. I live in Lynn right now, but mainly out of Peabody.
Shout out Peabody. Hey.
Shout out Peabody, baby. 10-1.
Peabody Tanners. 10-1.
Keep it
Great
going.
season.
Great coaching. Great coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's been a heck of a ride.
How do you like coaching?
I love coaching, man. It's impactful. You know, I see the kids, you know, be the things that I always wanted to be. You know.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it, you know, a lot of work, a lot of, you know, like as we were talking earlier, you know, these kids look up to you. And
dude,
you're
everything as a
time.
coach to them,
so
for sure.
I just enjoy it. You know,
in.
it's time where I get to get away from work, because work can be stressful at times.
Facts.
Okay?
Facts.
So getting away from it, you know, coaching, it clears my head a little bit and allows me to come back into work with, you know, a better mindset.
Might be.
Clears the mind. Clears the mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good, man. It's good.
Hell yeah.
TV, scooch over a little bit. That way you get in the shot a little better. There we go.
There we go.
How we looking?
We're good. I just wanted
All-time shot.
I just wanted to sit back a little bit. I don't want to lean too far forward.
Relax and enjoy.
Lean back.
Like you said, as we were
back.
talking off camera, being a coach now, it requires more than just like being there at practice
100%.
and just running them into the ground. It requires more than just, you know, lifting weights and running through plays. It's so much more. At least that's, if I were a coach, that's how I would look at it.
Exactly,
you know, as we were talking about Mike Tyson and his coach Customato, really like, dude, I'm pretty sure he like put him in a trance, did some hypnosis on him. Have you heard about that?
No,
I'm pretty sure he did
put
some
me on.
hypnosis on him, and like just to like teach him that like your objective is to become the best.
Really?
Like straight up, just nothing.
I believe it, man.
Focus on
It
nothing
worked.
but the
If
objective.
he did that, it worked.
I believe
You know.
Because that dude's a dog.
Dude, if
That
anything,
dude is a dog.
if anything was meant to be in life, it was a Mike Tyson. Right?
I agree.
Like
I agree,
his
man.
rise to stardom and his complete and utter domination. It's just like we literally have never seen anything like it before, and haven't seen it since.
Still. It's
Other
just-
than like a Floyd, but
Yeah.
Floyd's a
Different
different style.
styles.
Yeah.
Different styles.
Are you a big combat sports fan?
You know, I don't follow it like I like to.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, man, I'm kind of in my own little world.
I hear you.
You know,
Shout
I
out.
follow what I can. You know, I watch the Patriots.
Boo.
Yeah.
Right.
Boo.
I watch the Patriots.
They
you know,
need-
I watch
they
some
need
NFL.
Chesney.
But they do need Chesney. That's a
Dude.
fact.
The Chesney effect.
But yeah, so I am, but I'm not at the same time.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
know the main fighters and stuff like
You
that.
watch UFC
Not occasionally.
occasionally?
Occasionally. You know, if there's some big names out there, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Khabib dude is, you know, he's a dog.
Khabib's the GOAT. He
Dog.
might be the GOAT. I mean,
Dude,
I put
dog.
John Jones as.
John Jones a
The
go.
goat.
He's a dog too.
Yo, can
his
we-
story's a little bit better.
Oh,
You know, his
John Jones
story
is a great
His
story.
story is crazy.
Can we get the video of the guy saying "dog, dog"? I love that shit.
Dog,
That shit's so
dog.
funny.
Where's that? Here we go.
Yeah, where's that,
I
John?
love it.
So yeah, so
Where's that, John?
speaking of UFC, huge card coming up December 16th. We were just talking about this with Varg.
Who is it?
You might know Colby Covington and
Yes,
Leon Edwards.
Yes, I do.
Dude, you know Patty Pimblett?
That one I do not.
He's the one that has like the blonde bowl cut and like he's kind of like
Wait, Patty. Yes, I
Patty
do.
Patty the baddie.
Patty the baddie.
Yes.
Patty the
Patty the
baddie.
baddie.
That's how I know
He's
him.
fighting Tony Ferguson, who you might know Tony
Tony
Ferguson.
Ferguson. That name sounds
Tony
familiar.
Ferguson is a veteran in the fucking league.
Really?
Um,
Patty's a dog.
if we could
Dog.
also,
He's a
Patty.
dog.
yeah, let's shout out the dogs real quick. Shout out Delaire 77.
7-7 key.
Yeah, I've been studying, I wouldn't call it studying, but I've just been observing and watching combat sports for so long because I just love the mentality and the training and the mindset that like
Crazy, bro.
you have to like go into and
Crazy,
prepare. It's very
crazy.
similar for football, as you would.
100%.
I would say it's very similar. How would you like?
It's different, man. It's
Yeah,
different.
I was just about to say how would you contrast like a foot because obviously you're a football coach.
Yeah.
How would you contrast like how you prepare the kids for football? You know what I mean?
So, that's a good question. The way I look at things is all from what I've learned. You know, which is
Yeah.
how Ty
Your
jokes
experience.
around the experiences and specifically one person, Chesney. You know,
yeah. So
he's
who is Chesney that you guys are talking about?
a dog.
Yeah.
Really?
He's a dog. Go ahead,
Chesney-
I'll let Ty take this
He
one.
was our college football head coach.
Shouts.
Facts.
We had him for what, 2 years?
2
He
years,
was the best coach I ever had, especially
by far.
in football.
Well,
well,
in terms of mindset, yes.
In terms of mindset, best coach
Yeah.
I've ever had. Just everything was all about the attention to detail. He's make sure like we were talking about earlier, you run up to the line, there's no green turf in between your toes.
Mhm.
There's no line. You're not on the line. There's
You're
just
like,
line.
You
then
only
you're
cheat
clean.
yourself.
You're as best as you can be when you line up.
I love that. I
You
love
know?
that. That's so important. That's like when you go to the grocery store and you don't put the shopping cart
Dude,
back.
great example.
Like, why-
Great example. Why not? Why
Just-
not?
I saw
Why
some guy
not?
do it today. I saw some guy put it on the curb and it slid off.
Hey,
Bad ball.
That's because he didn't run to the line, and when he did suicides for basketball, football, anything, you know
anything.
what I mean?
He cheated.
He wasn't a dog like
That's
this
that's
kid.
the thing. Like, I love this. Honestly, obviously we fuck around with this, but like, how important is it to have a guy like this on your team? How important
100%,
as a
Hyping
coach
everyone.
to see a guy like
You
this
need it,
on the
man.
team?
You need it. Not
You
the,
need that.
the dude that just
Morale guy.
Hey, he talks about it and he walks about
He
it.
walks. Yes.
You know, talks
Mm.
the
Talk the
talks
talk, walk
and
the
walks
walk.
the walks. You know, and
That's so important.
dude, we got a good handful of those kids. You know, and it's
Is that
all-
the difference maker?
I think so. You know, because if we have, like Chesney used to say, all teams, right, have these 100 kids, let's say, and
Yeah, football teams can have a fuck ton
right,
of kids.
Let's say 100 kids. 10% of those kids are elite,
Yeah.
and then you have 20% where it's like, they almost get it. You know, they're better more of the times than not.
Yeah.
And then you have the bottom 70%, which is kind of just like mediocre.
Yeah.
And
The average, yeah.
The average, and the thing is, he was like, your job as teammates, if you're on the top 10%, your job is to bring one of those 20% up to that 10%.
Everyone ideally come
You know
to
what I'm saying?
the
And
20%.
If you have the top 10% elite that are fully bought in, then you kind of, you have some success, because at the same time, you only need 11 guys to play.
Right.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Right. So
Football. So
would you say that like a majority of the time those 10%ers have the leadership skills to bring that team, or do you think they're
Some
more
do.
just like talented?
some do and some don't. So, it's out of the 10%, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
But the kids that
A little more on the mic, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So-
this mic is kind of, you got to be like
got it.
throating it.
Got it.
Pause.
Whoa, chill,
Whoa,
chill,
Yeah,
chill,
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 chill.
chill, for
The
real.
December 16th UFC thing, by the way. But yeah, continue about leadership in the 10%.
Yeah, so I think it's more. There's within that 10%, it's 50-50. Some kids that get it fully. Don't they do all the little things right.
Yeah.
All the little things right.
I see what you're
and
saying.
then there's the other 5% that are very, very talented, are kind of on the board of being a good leader and not, take some plays off, walks, but can make
yeah,
up
they
for the
dog
talent.
a little bit. Yeah, I
you
know
know,
what
so
mean.
Yep.
within that 10%, there's the 50-50. So it's a mix.
It's all about
definitely a mix.
who the players want to be
Yeah, because
Right.
at the end of the day.
100%.
like, would you?
'Cause they could be that top 95%. if they
Right,
want.
right.
Exactly.
Like, would you say that 70%? Some of the people that are in the 70% may not be the most talented, but they could be those morale guys.
yeah.
Could be that inspiration that the crew needs. You know what I mean? Would you
100%.
say there's a lot of those kids that you have?
a lot.
I think it's
a lot.
297.
I don't know. I wouldn't say a lot, but a good amount. A good amount is better said.
Great amount.
Great amount. A great amount.
So I coached high school baseball for a
One second,
season.
sorry.
And
296. My
obviously,
bad. My bad. 296. UFC 296.
But
Yo,
the
shout
best
the
thing
Bice on the
about
back for showing up for that.
well, I searched the Bice.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
I'm a bot.
Bice in the back.
Yeah, we try to do some betting odds. We got to get back to that.
Oh, cool.
Doing some betting
That's
odds.
cool.
So we'll get
That's
there.
cool.
We'll get there. Yeah, because I would say when we played football, you know, there were some guys that still picked up the slack, even though they may not have been part of the top 20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
And,
definitely. There's definitely those kids.
And I feel like those kids might be more important in leading the way than, would you say?
That's tough. I think the 70%. There's it's broken down too.
296, my bad.
There's let's say 50% is the majority that are average, and then
Yeah.
the bottom 20% are kind of the ones that just slack off and don't do much. Like
Yeah.
within that 50%, the 20%ers, they're trying to take out of that 50% and bring up that higher percentage. So yes,
Bring everyone to the same level.
right.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal, is to have the majority to be elite.
Yes.
And not really have that drop off. Like, but it's tough to do in high school. In college we have offense, defense.
Yeah.
So you
that's
have kids
true.
that
a
are
little more focused.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. Is at the end of the day, it's like, why not? Why not be great?
Well, yeah. What is holding people back?
Why not
from
be great,
achieving that?
period?
It's a good question. Like, what is holding people back from that?
The
Just type in Leon versus Kobe.
what? So many things. So many things could be said about this, but from my point of view, my opinion,
Yep.
I think it's the majority are satisfied being where they are. You know what I
People
mean?
get content.
Content.
Yeah.
You get content.
That's kind of like the killer of
you get
motivation.
comfortable. You get comfortable.
You get comfortable, yeah.
And once you get comfortable, you really
You slack.
You say to yourself, you start overthinking, like, why am I doing this? Why do I got to do this? I'm not even gonna play. Why do I got to do this? And then all of a sudden you end up in a deep hole where it's
Have you
tough
ever
to
felt that way? Did you ever have a moment in life where you were like, okay, like I've
Yes.
kind of figured shit out, like I can pump the brakes
Yeah,
a
of
little
course.
bit, and then what?
Every
Sorry,
day.
yeah.
Every day.
Talk about that, and then what made you want to hit the gas again?
So my sophomore year, we'll stay in high school for now.
Yeah, do your thing.
Stay in high
Wherever
school.
it takes you, it takes you.
I transferred over from Quincy, and my first year was my sophomore year at Peabody.
Yeah.
And there was this running back, the senior running back, captain and everything, and he had the starting position at running back. And I thought that I was physically the better running back. And
As you should.
right,
You had the right attitude.
I had the right attitude.
And I bet you were the better.
I
of the
was,
backs.
but I was all over the place, dude. That was my second year playing running back.
Yeah.
So it was like, I didn't really understand the position. I didn't understand how to read holes. I didn't understand a lot of things.
So you had the talent, but you just felt you needed more experience.
Exactly.
Naturally, that's natural.
And I felt I went down, because, I thought the coaches weren't playing me because, exterior things that had nothing to do with football. And
But it kind of got in your head a little bit.
got in my head, and that
Yeah.
really brought me down. And I just remember it was like remember thinking to myself, it's like, this is only temporary. This is only temporary. This is only temporary.
Right, exactly.
Instead of going even deeper, I was down, obviously. Kids, when you don't play, and
Dude,
you're
that's just the worst.
sitting on the sideline, dude.
Riding
watching-
bench sucks.
Oh
I hear
my
you. I
gosh.
hear you.
And that was all through preseason.
Yeah.
But then came the first game. He ended up getting hurt the first game of the season.
No shit.
Yeah, and
Is this a divine intervention calling to you?
Yes, dude. And I got in there,
It was
and
meant to
I
be.
was raw, just like raw. I fumbled 4 times.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
Listen, man, I fumbled 4 times.
First
I bet you never
varsity
fumbled
action.
again after that, though.
Oh no, I fumbled. I fumbled. Listen, man, I had, that was another little thing that I should have been more focused on, but I didn't. Because it's
Securing the rock.
and
Yeah.
obviously I went down. in terms of the amount that I was fumbling.
Right.
But like I said, it was my second year playing football.
That's fine. Yeah.
Playing running back.
And you're on varsity.
Yeah, when I was playing varsity.
Getting burned.
And I was getting
as a
some
young guy.
reps. And
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
You were thrown to
that's-
the Sharks, essentially.
thrown to the Sharks, and I fell down on myself, but I kept saying, this is only temporary. This is only temporary. It's going to be better. And then the first game came, you know, I got my opportunity, and I took advantage of it.
Yes.
You know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then from then on, it was just improving.
So when
Improving.
the chips were down like that, you know, you had 4 fumbles, and
Oh, yeah,
you know
brutal.
you're already struggling to believe in yourself. How did you gas yourself back up?
So during that time, I was kind of average, mediocre. You know, I wanted to be great, but I didn't put the work in to be great.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
it
what
was-
made you feel like you weren't putting in the work to be great?
Well, now that I think about it, it was just a lack of discipline.
Okay.
You know, but
That's a big one, right?
yeah, huge.
Yep.
That's the main
Because
one.
motivation can only last so long.
Motivation only lasts exactly.
You
Couldn't have
really
said it
gotta
better.
fucking
Couldn't have said it better.
discipline yourself and stay to the grind, because you can will yourself to do things you don't want to do if you have discipline. Like I would say
Exactly.
discipline is doing something you don't want to do but doing it like you love it.
Exactly.
I would say that's what
Yeah.
discipline is.
Shout out Mike Tyson.
Shut up. He says the
Dog.
same thing. Yeah, 100%. And Ty, like I bet you've experienced the same thing that Doug's experienced, where you kind of down on yourself. How would you also gas yourself back up?
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's only human to feel that way, you know. Like, you feel like sometimes you feel like you got to figure it out, then other times you feel like you had no idea what's going on.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But yeah, when in times like that, you just gotta remind yourself, like, it's just kind of like a phase.
Just a
like,
setback.
It's a
just-
phase, man.
It's just life goes up and down. Like there's no escaping the like up and down of it. You just gotta realize that if it's down, it's gonna go back
It's gonna
up.
go back up.
100%.
Yeah.
Vice
100%.
versa, you know, like in everything we've been talking about with football, like you can apply that to life too, like
So true.
discipline, like the ups and downs. Like football will, like one game of football will trigger like every emotion that you ever have.
100%.
That's kind of so true.
You know what I mean?
It's a-
like
it's a
literally
struggle.
like life.
It is like life.
It's life.
Dude,
Sports in general.
Sports in general. Well, yeah, sports saved me. It really did, man. It really saved me.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love that take. Talk about that.
It
Yeah.
saved
What do you
me
mean by
completely.
saved you?
Well, so I come from Brazil. Migrated here when I was 7.
Shouts.
And
Big shouts.
Where in Brazil? Sorry to cut you off.
Minas Gerais, Goiás.
Oh boy.
know, so it's-
Minas Gerais, baby.
Minas
Shout
Gerais,
out
baby.
Minas.
Minas Gerais. So
The mean streets.
I you know, the lifestyle in Brazil is completely different than here, from where I'm from.
They love to party.
You know what I'm saying? They love to party, and when I moved over here, it was completely new to me. You know, I didn't know a lick of English.
Fish out of water.
Yeah, completely, man. And all I wanted to do was make friends. I didn't give a crap about school. I really didn't, man.
No one does, man.
I
Isn't
didn't
that
even-
crazy?
I didn't even know. Like, what I didn't understand is that I could learn.
Yes.
You know, I was kind of more the social butterfly. You know,
Yeah.
just freaking
Yeah.
go and go to school to, you know, hang out with the boys. You know, make fun of the teachers. You know, like make people laugh. The class clown.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was who I was.
Yeah.
And for a very long time, up until, you know, I started playing sports. And I was kind of juggling the both, you know, because as I learned the sport, I became better at it. And, like,
Right.
I started learning all, you know, the more work you put in, the better you get, and all this and all that. So I started doing it, you know, and I was getting better. And I got introduced to football in 6th grade. And I was a D lineman, a nose guard to be specific.
No shit.
Big dog, big dog.
Dude, and I didn't know a lick of football.
Yeah.
Coach he'd be like, hey,
Chase the quarterback.
Just go get the ball. Just
Yeah.
go get the ball.
Go get the ball.
I'd freaking, I'd see the ball. I'd explode out, look for the ball, nowhere to be found. Freaking the person just runs right by me. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as time went on, things became different. I started learning more. I started putting in more work, and obviously some life things happened where, my football coach took me in. He took me in and he kind of was like, hey, I believe in you. You know, I believe you got some serious talent. And I always ask God for that, man.
I love
Hell
that.
yeah.
I
I
love
always
that.
ask God for somebody to be put in my life where I can just do the work.
Yeah.
You know,
Hell
they
yeah.
set the
Just give you the
guidelines
opportunity.
and just do the work.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I got, and here I am.
Damn. So when you say
Hell
took
yeah.
you in, what do you mean?
So, in my sophomore year, after football season, I ended up getting in some trouble, and my parents weren't here. My mom and dad were in Brazil at that time, and I got in some trouble, and you know, the law came into place, and they ended up taking me in and found out that I was 16 years old and I had no guardian here. You know, so my mom was in Brazil. She left temporary guardianship to one of my friends and his mom, so I was living with them. And
Also, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if you don't feel comfortable saying anything, just let me know. I don't mean to pry too deeply, but
yeah, I'll just stop there because it is kind of sensitive.
yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to
No,
ask
it's all
that.
good.
I
It's all
should have
good.
asked before what was like
No, that's
cool
fine.
to talk about.
That's
but
fine. Completely fine.
But no, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, and I love the idea that you got an opportunity elsewhere, like
yeah.
you said, where you prayed for this opportunity and you got it. And
I know, man.
I love that he saw something in you because Ty and I both see shit in you, dude. Like we know what you're capable of. We know what type of person you are.
Appreciate that,
Just
brother.
like other than being on the field, which you are a fucking demon on the field, you're just a generous person off it. You know what I mean?
Try to be,
yeah,
man.
And so that's
yeah.
like more important than anything. So clearly, it shows, you know, however life went, it went the way it was supposed to go. You know what I mean?
Big man upstairs, blessing.
Yeah. So
Hey,
That's it.
yeah. Shout out Uniting Borders.
Shout out United Borders.
shout out,
Big shout out.
shout out. I mean, do you think that there was always a path laid out for you? You think that everything happened the way it was supposed to
Everything
go?
happens for a reason, man. You know, big man upstairs has a plan for all of us. You know, it just
Yeah.
matters whether you want to work for it. You know, because he's gonna
That's a good
set
point.
out the plan, but if you don't want to work for it, look, you got to pay the price.
That's a
at the
really
end of
good
the day.
point.
At the end of the day, you got to
Do
pay
you-
the price.
Do you feel like people, like, everyone's got the path or the plan from the big man, and everyone, you got to work towards that?
Of course, man. Of course.
And some people don't. Some people do. Some people don't. What do you think that they were, like, no matter what, they were bound to do that? Like, someone who pursues the course and is successful was just as, like, destined, if you want to say, to do that as someone who doesn't do anything.
Like it was gonna happen no matter what.
Like, no matter what, they were gonna blow up, or no matter what, they weren't gonna do shit. Or do you think?
I think
there's other
Well,
factors.
I think that's the reason God gave you,
Free
the
will.
Free will.
the free will
Yeah.
to do what you want, and
Mm.
it's
Yep.
all under your control. You got to pay the price. That's the big thing, and
Yeah.
it sucks sometimes because
Yeah.
you may have to pay the price when everybody's out doing something, or you have that sense of FOMO.
That's a good
but
one.
Then
Yes.
you're there at the place, and then you're feeling like, dude, this is what I was missing out on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's-
This is a good topic because I'm still like trying to figure out my faith in what I believe. I would say like I'm more agnostic. Like I don't really know yet. I'm still
Fair.
figuring everything
fair
out.
enough, man, fair enough.
I'm trying my best to figure things out and see where I fit, where I belong. And I think like I do agree with the idea that like, God wouldn't, like if you ask for something from God, he wouldn't just give it to you. He
course
would give
not.
you the opportunity to get it, right? So if like
To
Doug, right?
pursue
Doug wants to fucking grind on the field, right? And by some freak accident, the starter gets hurt. Now here's an opportunity. Okay, you wanted this, here you go.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's like
100%.
how I look at it, right? It's like if you wanted to be a more generous, nicer person, God wouldn't make you more generous or
Right.
nice. He would give you
You have the
opportunity, like,
opportunity.
oh, someone's walking in the door. How about you hold the door for them?
100%.
Something like
Yep.
that, right? Like that's a
The
little
little
thing.
things.
But that's what I mean. The little things fucking
little
little things
man.
fucking add up, man.
The little things add up.
And like, I do like to agree that things have a path and things happen the way they're supposed to. Like we were talking about Game of Thrones earlier, right?
Yep.
A big thing in Game of Thrones that they talk about is you're right where you're supposed to be. That is a common theme
100%.
throughout the entire show. They always say you're right where you're supposed to be. You're right where you're supposed to be. And they say that in the last episode when, spoiler alert, Bran becomes king.
Mhm.
And
I never watched it.
What?
I watched every episode but the last.
He
one.
watched every episode but the last. So you
Continue,
he knew what was going on. He already knew how it ends. He already knew it. Don't listen.
I still haven't heard it or
He hasn't seen it, but he knew how it ended. But basically, when John goes to apologize to Bran for, not being there for him when he gets kidnapped, all this stuff, they go through a crazy journey. Bran literally says, like, stop right there. You were right where you're supposed to be. Don't feel sorry about nothing because everything went the way it was supposed to get to where we are right now. And do you feel like you wouldn't trade that for where you are right now? No matter what's going on, would you wouldn't trade it, right?
No,
or what do you
man.
think?
No, I'm here right now. I had a freak accident in Brazil a couple of years ago, and I almost died. And
holy fuck,
I'm here, man.
You had like a life or death experience.
Literally a life or death, man.
Oh well, let's talk about if you can or.
Yeah, I mean, I went over there to visit my parents, and so I went and stayed with my dad, and then I went and visited my mom. Stayed for my dad for a week, and then the first day I went to visit my mom, I went out. It was like 2:30 a.m.
They party late, huh?
Oh yeah, they party late.
All night.
All night. All night.
Don't they have a month where they just take work off and party for like a month straight?
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that. But
shouts.
Definitely not.
Viva Brazil.
Viva Brazil. So, what was the question? I lost my train of thought.
Just tell about your crazy life or death experience story.
Right. So, somebody had stolen my phone. And so I went home. I drove to my mom's house. I grabbed my mom's phone so I could track my phone. Long story short, I was in front of the person's house that I thought my phone was in, and I was contemplating on going in. And I was thinking to myself, like, yo, it's 2:30 a.m. These people stole my phone, so clearly they're not good people.
Yeah.
Second of all, if I walk in here and like some gangbang mates,
yeah.
You have no idea where you're walking into, right?
Yeah.
Long story short,
stay away from that.
Long story short, I decided to just go home.
Smart.
As I'm driving home, I'm pissed at myself, self-sabotaging myself.
Why did you go in
pussy,
there?
You fucking pussy. You had all your
Yeah.
credit cards. What now? You're gonna do all this work, and as I'm self-sabotaging, I'm freaking revving the bike, and it was a bridge that went up like this, and then it had a straightaway, and then had like a complete U-turn connecting to the other side of the city.
Oh, okay.
So I was revving up the hill.
And you didn't see the sharp turn?
On the straightaway, I'm flying. All of a sudden, the sharp turn came quick.
Oh, shit.
I went straight. My bike stayed up there. I went straight, fell from probably 2-3 stories high. Landed on
Holy shit.
my left side and shattered 3 ribs in 7 different spots. One of them punctured my lung. And I was on the ground just heaving for breath. I was thankful that the cleaning lady saw the street cleaning lady.
No shit.
The street cleaning lady saw the bike up there, and then she looked down and she walked over, and there I was, and then she called the ambulance.
How far? Like how soon did she see you?
I think it was like within 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man, almost died. So hey, here I am. I'm just grateful to be alive. Thank you, God. Shout out God. Shout out the man upstairs.
Shout out the man upstairs.
In that moment, they say your life flashes before your eyes. Do you remember seeing anything right before that? Like nothing comes to mind?
I was in like a foggy state of mind.
Must have been in shock. I would have been in shock.
Felt like I was dreaming, to be honest.
Damn.
Have you ever hit your head so hard that you feel
doesn't
like
feel real?
Yeah, you're in a daze.
Right.
Trust me.
You know what it is.
I haven't had anything like that, but I think I know what you're saying.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Do you think that kind of like changed the way you live at all?
I would say so, because I was a little tipsy, and
Oh boy.
I'm about to go on 1 year of sobriety.
Wow.
No, yo, we gotta put a C on that.
Put a C on that.
Holy shit.
Wave to the live crowd. Wave to the live crowd.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you guys.
Salute.
I don't think here's the thing. Well, we decided to do sober November
Nice.
because I took October a little too hard.
Hey, that is
And,
Usually it's sober October, but we skipped it.
Yeah,
Went to
you
sober November.
reversed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, like, it's alcohol. Like, I could go years without it and never even think about it.
Right. Well, you know,
Me personally,
legit.
yeah,
legit.
no, it's I would say, you know, it's what you make of it.
Yeah,
You know, it's
100%.
what you make of it. Because if you feel like, you know, you gotta drink to have a good time, you know.
Maybe you look more inside you if that's the case, right?
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
so it's really what you make of it.
I totally agree. And, like, I think to be a year sober, I don't think a lot of people know what that feels like. A lot of people
I
have
agree.
no idea what it's like to
That's true.
completely, like, not have anything. And, like, that is a fucking tough feat. So if it's California sober or not, like, that's still fucking hard.
Oh, yeah, it
Like
really
you said, some
is.
people have FOMO. Some people get in their head about it. Some people feel like they need this. I need this. And it's like, you've never, like, needed anything.
Right.
And Ty has said this before to me all the time. That all you need is within you. You just need to
Talk
fucking
that talk,
dude.
boy.
Talk to me nice.
Talk to me
You-
now.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the big man upstairs already gave you everything inside.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
you need
Ty
to
talks
survive.
about
Talk that
a fuck
talk, my
ton.
boy. Yes,
And
sir.
so no, it's
You know what it is.
it's not. That is not an easy feat. So,
yeah, no, definitely hasn't been easy, man. Definitely hasn't been easy, but it's like, so one of my buddies, he's sober right now too, and
let's go.
he always says, you know, salute to that.
So
He always says, you know, because he goes to AA meetings. I don't really go that often. Well, actually, I've never been before.
did
to
you
an
feel
AA
like you
meeting.
had like a problem? Is that
No,
why?
no, I kinda
But
just
he felt
made
like
a-
he had a problem.
Yeah, you know, and
Yeah.
I learned through him. You know, he's like,
No shit.
like
He was your guru.
Right. He tells me, you know, that they teach you the strategy of like, you know, they talk about, hey, it's do I want to drink today? Maybe I'll drink tomorrow. Today's not the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's day by day. It's not like, you know, you're looking forward 30 years like, oh, I'm not going to drink alcohol. It's
That's
day
a long
by day.
tunnel, right?
You know,
Day
it's
by
day by
day,
day.
day by day.
Yeah, and that's honestly how I've like lived my life. Even like aside from things like substances, like I literally just like live my life like minute to minute. Like
That's how you gotta be, man.
I can't like get myself in my head about what I got to do 2 weeks from now, or
Right.
oh, I got this thing to do. I got Christmas coming up. You know what I mean? Like if you start doing that, that is what gives you like this overwhelming feeling of like, holy fuck. You know what I mean? So
Right. I agree.
I just try to like literally. I can't get to tomorrow if I can't get to today.
You're right.
You know what I mean? I can't get to 10 o'clock if I can't get to 7. You know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree.
true.
I agree
So,
with that. You
I-
look at it the same way as like, you know, drinking alcohol. It's kind of the
Yeah.
same idea. You know, it's I agree to your point that you do got to live day by day, but at the same time you got to also plan for the future accordingly.
Yeah,
You know?
of course.
You know, by setting goals. you
Oh,
know,
for
but
sure. And
like
like
goals are huge.
financial
Huge,
reasons.
right? Whatever it is, man.
For sure. Like
Whatever
those
it is.
those things are super important. But I don't want anyone to like feel such strong, immense feelings about
Oh yeah.
things like that because like you said, everything works out. You're right where you're supposed to be.
100%.
You know what I mean? And like
Yes, sir.
we were talking, I always like to bring up this. You know who JID is? Rapper,
JID.
signed with Dreamville with J Cole.
I feel like I do, man. I don't know. I don't.
You've probably heard of
Yeah,
him.
you
I probably
probably
have
heard
heard
him. You
But
probably heard him.
I like to use this example all the time because I think he was just one of those guys that was destined for greatness no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, so he wanted to chase goals of being a ball player.
Mhm.
You know, he played at Hampton University, I'm pretty sure.
Shout out them boys down at Hampton.
Them boys at Hampton. He was playing DB, and he ended up getting injured, and so the football career was out.
Mhm.
And then he became a famous rapper, signed with J. Cole.
Dog.
Now he's on Dreamville, and
Dog.
it's
Dog,
like
dog.
if it wasn't NFL, it was
Right.
famous
It was
rapper.
meant to be.
If it wasn't famous rapper, who knows what it'd been, right?
Right.
Like either way, he was gonna get there.
I agree.
And
man.
I love
agree.
that because he's not only is he like super talented as just an individual, but he's also just like put in the grind. And so like, how would you say like God-given talent versus fucking grinding work? Like how does that work? What is more important? What do you think is that dichotomy? You know what I mean?
It's a good question. I think it needs to be a little bit of both.
100%.
You got to be able to have that discipline to make sure you do the work,
Yes.
but you also got to want to do the work.
Yes.
You know, you
Need
also
to.
got to you got to look past the work.
Yeah.
You know, like because at the end of the day, we work for a reward. You know, like
Yep.
whatever it is.
That's so true. That's so
working-
We
true.
work
you're
for a
working-
reason.
Right. You're working for, something.
Some type of compensation.
So, right. But
You're so right. I never even thought about it like that.
if
You're
you
so
don't,
right.
right. If you don't have a direction or like a destination of what you want to do, you're just going to keep on working for that paycheck.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know, like if
that's
you
some bars right there,
like
dog.
you gotta be able to have a destination of what you want to do, whether it's in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 10, etc. You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gotta have an idea, because if not, you're just sailing the ship without a destination.
Yeah, you're just fucking throwing shit at the sand. You know what I
Right.
mean? I totally agree with that because, like, I feel like I've always, like, had the discipline to, like, go after things I wanted, but, like, I just, like, did it because I knew it was good for me. Like, I didn't, like, I can do the work. Like, I've never had a problem with, like, putting my head down and just fucking bearing it and grinding it, but I've never had, like, that why. I
Right.
feel now, like, thinking about what you're saying, I've never really thought about, like, why is this so important to me? Like, why am I grinding so hard for
Right.
this? I just did it because I knew that grinding was better than not
Not grinding.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Yep.
And, but like, it's important to have that why. It's important to have that what is
It's mo-
driving you? You know what I mean?
It's like the hardest part about it too, though. Like a lot
That's
a
gotta
lot
be,
of people
right?
can work hard, but it's like if you don't know, I mean, like we've been saying, if you don't know what you're working towards, like you're just spinning wheels.
Where are you going?
and just
Spinning,
spinning.
you're just
Right.
going in circles.
You're a hamster on a wheel, right?
Literally a hamster.
Damn.
So I heard this saying from one of the real estate agents that I work with. He's like a big time developer, and he gave me this analogy. He was like, if you have a sailor, right, and the sailor is docking, about to go off into the seas, and they don't have a destination, how long do you think it's going to take to get there?
Your whole life.
You-
Because you'll never get there.
You'll
There's
never
no
get there.
destination.
Yeah.
But if you're hopping on, right, and you're a sailor and you have a certain destination, it doesn't matter what route or what path you take.
What occurs? Yeah.
You're eventually gonna get there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that really
Damn.
hit. That really
Snaps.
stuck with me.
Snaps.
That really stuck with me.
That fucking just
Fuck.
hit right there. Yeah.
Fuck. Put that on a fucking t-shirt, dude.
Yeah. Put that on this
Put
Damn.
it
wall.
on a
That's
t-shirt. Hey man, it's just you gotta pay the price.
all it is. I mean,
You gotta pay the price.
so
It's
yeah,
so funny because, like, we're so young. It's like, how could you even possibly
I
think about
agree.
having a destination? But I think, like, it'll come to you, right?
Of course. Well, you gotta have some idea, right? Like you gotta have maybe a 5-year goal or a 10-year goal. It doesn't have to be 20 goals.
Yes.
It just needs to be a goal, whether it's related to your finances,
Yeah.
whether it's related to a family, whether it's related to your health,
Yeah.
whatever it is, you at least set yourself up, subconsciously, just writing it down.
That's
They
probably
say-
like the most important thing
they
to do
say-
is
yeah,
write it down,
they
right?
say just writing it down subconsciously, there's a 30% more chance that you're going to achieve that.
That is.
I mean, it makes sense.
Just by you writing it down
makes sense.
subconsciously.
It's
because you're
crazy.
putting the effort into it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
is that a form of manifestation? Would you call it?
I think so.
I would agree.
think
You know,
so.
people like to shit on manifestation and think it's all this hooey wooey shit. And
I
like,
agree. I
they're
agree
probably
with
like right to a sense that some of it, like the crystals and all this bullshit, is probably a
Yeah.
little too
yeah, too much.
out of this world.
Mhm.
But I do think there's some merit in, like you said, writing it down, saying it in the mirror, then taking action. Because at the end of the day, you are what you say you are, and you are what you do.
100%.
You know.
Yeah.
100%.
So like,
100%.
and we've seen this. Like, can we look up on YouTube the plants that like they had 3 plants set up. One received positive affirmations.
Yep.
One received neutral affirmations, and then one received negative affirmations.
And you see the difference in color.
And you see that the color is brighter in the ones
Yeah.
that got positive. They grew bigger. The negative one was stunted in growth. So it's like, it's so crazy that like plants can feel these vibrations. They can tell what's negative and what's positive, and it
Right.
affects how they prosper.
Right. I
So
agree.
for human beings, would that not be the same thing but times 10 because we have the cognizance to recognize it?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree
And
100%.
Yeah, let's try to find the time lapse of it because that shit was fucking crazy. Another thing I'd like to compare it to is I saw this thing recently where farmers will play a certain type of music to its fucking crops
Interesting.
at a certain type of frequency because I guess that certain frequency allows something in like the semi-permeable holes of a plant to expand and
You
grow
know more
larger.
than I do, my friend.
I
Holy
was
cow.
reading this. Trust me, I'm a fucking idiot.
That's sick.
I say
though,
this
like,
all the time. Whoever watches us, like, do not listen to me.
Don't listen to me.
If you
either.
listen
I
to
don't
me,
know jack
don't
shit.
listen to me. Listen to me, don't listen to me. That's all I
I
want
like
you to know.
that. Listen to me, but don't listen to me.
Don't listen to
You
me.
know.
Listen to me
Hey,
though.
fact check everything. Fact check everything.
I'm just saying, like, I'm a big dummy, so don't
Same.
listen to me. But however, I was watching this video and he was explaining that this frequency of music allows the plants to grow much larger, the crops to be bigger, more prosperous, and like as a farmer, if you just have to play music to have more crops, why wouldn't
Why
you do
not?
that?
Why not?
And like
Here we go. How does music affect plants?
and I-
Mythbusters.
let's look it up. And I
Boom.
love music so much. Music means so much to me
Yeah.
that like I think it can affect
I
you.
love
Shout out Mythbusters, by the way.
He did invent music.
I'm a
if you
huge
were
like
wondering.
you're
Yeah.
playing all these songs that I fucking love, dude. Like I love music.
They're
It just
still playing,
makes
huh?
me so dude. I love it. I love hearing it in the
love it.
fucking background. I think it's
I know
awesome.
it makes the environment.
Can we get some closed
makes the
captions on
environment.
this because I can't hear shit what they're saying?
What if you hate plants and you're really mean to them? We can try that too.
You know what I'd like to try is music. They say classical music makes your plants grow better.
That's what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The classical music has a certain frequency that
Ooh.
grows the plants better.
Interesting.
And I mean, it might depend on the crop, or I don't know exactly how it works. Again, hopefully they explain it. But it's
One will have 24-hour heavy metal music, another classical. Two will be fed sweet talk, and the last two will get abuse.
we'll get abuse. How long is the video? 4 minutes.
Has had silence. For the rest, 4 weeks of constant rotation CDs and cajoling to test if plants grow better if they're talked to.
Need to grow real big. We got the state fair coming up in about a month. You got to
Is she actually like from the south? Is this the abuse?
No, this is the heavy metal.
Damn, they're crackheads on this show, huh?
Strangely enough, halfway through the experiment, trends are emerging.
My sweet words must have an enormous effect on my plants because these plants are growing much better.
So she's sweet talking them, she said.
Yeah.
This guy here is huge. He's got little arms reaching out.
So already halfway through, you can see just sweet talking it is
Right,
growing it
right.
more. You know what I mean?
Sweet talk.
Sweet talk.
Talk to me nice.
Talk to me
Talk to me nice.
I love it.
Damn, but this is so like important to life, dude. Like obviously this is they're fucking around with plants.
Oh my gosh.
What is this silly shit? I don't remember Mythbusters being this silly.
This is kind of like the sidekicks though. So it's
Oh, okay. It's not the actual.
That's not the
Yeah,
actual
nah.
two main guys.
yeah.
Dude, yeah, they do some serious shit. They were trying to like see if you dropped a penny off the Empire State Building, would it like kill someone?
Oh my
But
God.
obviously it's impossible because there's so much wind you can't throw a
Right,
penny.
right.
So they had to like create a vacuum, and like they did show like you could get fucking drilled by a
Really?
penny if it fell off.
That's scary.
It won't
man.
kill you, but it will fucking drill you. You know what I mean? It'll probably concussion.
Yeah,
See, that's the guy. That's the ginger guy. That's like the main
that's
character.
Adam Savage.
Adam
No,
Savage.
Adam. Yeah, Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman.
How many feet buds?
But in both music houses, the plants were healthier, taller, and had the biggest peas.
Music made them healthier.
Music made them healthy.
Interesting.
Enormous compared to every.
Doug, how important do you think music is for people in life?
I think heavy metal.
I think it just switches the environment, the vibe.
It changes
You know, it
all
changes
the
your
energy
emotions.
around you.
100%, man,
100%.
100%.
The vibrations.
The vibrations.
Yes, sir.
And as we're seeing, it makes you healthier.
Right.
Like sometimes, like there's nothing wrong with feeling like sad feelings or sad vibes. Like that's honestly like the best time to listen to sad music
100%.
because you relate to it. It makes you feel better.
Yeah, how does that work? You're sad and you listen to sad music and
Dude,
it
Ooh, I
makes you
don't
feel
know,
better.
man. I don't know.
I
That's
don't
a
know if it
tricky
does
one.
make you
That's
better.
a tricky one.
I think
You
it
know?
does.
Tricky
Let
one.
me explain. So
Okay.
Do you guys know
okay.
the song "I Fall Apart" by Post Malone? Shout out to Posty.
Oh, I fall apart. Yes.
I just gotta put a C on Post because I
that
love
shit is
Post. I'm a huge
tough.
Post fan. But like, I remember like I was just going through a tough time, relating to that song, and I would listen to that song, and yeah, it would probably make me bawl my eyes out. But like after I bawled my eyes out, I would feel
good.
so much
Okay.
fucking
Yeah, but why do you?
better.
But why do you think?
Why do I think it made me feel better?
Yeah.
Because I think one, you find like a kindred
You're not
spirit.
alone.
One, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Like I listen to Kid Cudi, right? I'm a huge fucking Cudi fan, and like Cudi's
Cudi's a dog.
he's a pretty like he's dog number one, but he's a pretty like depressed person.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Cudi's
Like,
got it figured out though.
he's got it figured out, but like when he was on the come up and his father committed
He was down bad.
suicide
He was
and
down
he
bad.
was
I didn't know that.
hurting. Yeah, he was hurting pretty bad, and like that's how I like just resonated with him. Like obviously, like I didn't experience something like that bad, but like I just experienced like the pain he was going through. Like
Right.
obviously we know Day and Night's like the lonely stoner, how he feels like he can't go outside, he has to stay inside, and he's got anxiety, all this shit. And I would like listen to that shit, and like you would think like Day and Night is like a fun
Day
rap
and
song, but it's not. It's like pretty depressing. It's like
Just
Kendrick's Swimming Pools, where he recognizes his
Right,
problem
yeah.
with alcohol,
Yeah.
and like people play that shit in the clubs.
I know.
And it's literally
I
a
know.
song about like sobriety awareness. You
Right,
know what I mean? It's
right.
like it was just so like backwards, but like that's what I mean is like you can listen to those songs and you can feel a type of vibration,
I
type of
agree.
energy, where like yeah you'll feel sad about it in the moment, but afterwards it kind of gives it uplifts you, it makes you feel like
I can see
okay
that.
I can
definitely see
I
that.
can attack this. I can, if Kendrick can do it, I can do it. If fucking Rod Wave can do it, I can do it. Like
Okay.
you know,
that's
what
I
I
like where you
think.
come from.
I mean, I just love music in general. Like I grew up on like my parents playing CDs in the car, playing fucking Michael Jackson's fucking Thriller when I was
Dog.
growing up, dude. Like
Dog.
it was fucking just a staple to my growth and me as a person. So as I got older and I just like found artists that I enjoy, I just like wanted to know more about them, because I feel like, and we've said this a lot on the pod, like every something about artists having the most tortured souls, whether it's literally painting art or music art or any type of art in general. Like the best artists are usually the ones with the tortured
I
souls.
agree.
Look at Kanye, look at Kid Cudi, look at Post Malone. Like all these fucking like god tier artists have these fucking demons that they fight with. Eminem, all these guys, like they battle with these demons, and I feel like it's able to better translate into their art.
I agree.
They're able to, even like fucking Van Gogh, dude, got broken up with his girl, tried to give her his ear or some shit. Isn't that what happened? And
Yeah.
look at all the art he's made out of it. Like some people, I think, are just made for that because of the struggles they go through.
I can see that.
And like you, dealing with a lot of struggles on your come up, and we can see it that you put your art into the field, like you, and you can see a ton of athletes about it. Like, what do you think about that? Like hearing that side of it.
I definitely agree. It is, it's when you're passionate about something, or like if you've come up from nothing
Yeah.
and you have an opportunity and you work for it and you're passionate about it, you're definitely gonna see success in that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You just gotta be
Would you
passionate.
would
about
you
it.
say though that like having a tougher upbringing kind of like makes you hustle a little more, makes you like more relatable, makes you put more effort into your work?
Yeah, definitely.
You're not used to being soft.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, right.
If
And,
you-
you're
if you-
not going to accept less than fucking amazing. You're
Right.
not taking mediocrity.
Right. I mean, that's the big thing. It's the majority are average.
Yeah, majority
Majority is
The
average.
majority are average.
And that's why it's
Vast
called
majority.
average. The
Exactly.
average is average.
The
I
average
agree.
is averages, and why not be great? At
Why
whatever you
not
do.
be great, Tom?
What else are you gonna do?
Why-
You know what I
why-
mean?
Like, if you want.
Because if you're being average, you're not doing anything.
right.
So what else are you gonna do? Do nothing or be great?
Do nothing or be great.
It's the only
man.
two choices.
Those are really your only two choices in life. Is either you do nothing or you do something. And like doing something doesn't mean you need to be fucking Einstein.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But like doing something, like we just talked about earlier, like I knew that grinding was better than not grinding.
For
Whether
sure.
I knew what it was for or not, or
sure.
how it was going to lead me in life, I knew I'd rather
Bottom
do it than
line.
not do it.
Bottom
And that
line.
honestly kind of like, is still what fuels me. I remember you talking earlier saying that like you deal with like the setbacks every day of like, sometimes like, I think you were talking about pumping the brakes a little bit. So like, what do you feel like? Is that like going to the gym every day? Is that like being 100% you every day? Like, what is that?
So that's a great question. Out of 7 days, being average is going to the gym 3.5 days.
Fuck yeah, I would say
Right?
so. Yeah.
But
Yep.
if you want to be
Half
a little
the
bit
time.
more, go 4 times a day.
Fuck yeah.
So I try to go to 4 times a week, not a
Fuck
day.
yeah.
4
Me too.
times a week.
Me
more
too.
Than,
Yeah, 4 times a
know,
day is grinding.
Yeah, that's OD.
That's The Rock, dude.
Literally. So,
But no, 4 times a week I think is great.
yeah, you're being a little bit better than the majority.
A little bit better than average.
Now, if you really want to be great, you're going 7 and 7.
If you want to be
Yes.
the top tier,
Right,
you got to
right.
be doing more than everyone else
right.
is doing.
More than more.
That's hard.
That's
you
God
know?
tier.
That's God tier. Literally.
Yeah.
That's God tier. And
That's Mark Wahlberg getting up at 4 a.m. to pray and then hitting the gym at 4:30.
Right. That and the more, have you guys ever heard of the book My Miracle Morning?
No, tell me about it.
Shout
Should I
out
read it?
Shout out My Miracle Morning.
Shout out. Let's
My
fucking,
miracle morning.
Yes, My Miracle Morning.
Big shout.
Now it talks about all the things that, you have to do in life to, well, according to him, right? According to, I forget his name, dude. This is how bad it is, but
Let's look it up.
look it up right now. So he talks about, like,
What's the name again?
My Miracle Morning.
My Miracle
He talks
Morning.
about that everybody wants success and everybody
Yes.
wants to be the best version of themselves.
Yes.
But not everybody
Everyone
wants to
does.
work for it.
No,
No.
you're right.
Because why? You go to bed, let's say 11 o'clock. You wake up at 7 o'clock. Work starts at 8 o'clock. You go, you wake up, you go on your phone first thing in the morning. You're eating breakfast. You're taking care of the kids, whatever. You go to work, right?
Yep.
You go to work for the entire day. Let's go.
Hal Elrod is
Hal,
his name.
yes.
Shout out Hal.
Shout
go
out.
to work,
Big shout
right?
to Hal.
Then you come back home and you're tired as fuck.
Yeah, now you're tired.
You're like, I ain't doing shit. I ain't picking up a book to read.
right.
I ain't going and, meditating. I ain't going and, saying my affirmations. I'm going to sit down and chill
Scroll
and
through
watch,
TikTok.
go do TikTok or watch a Netflix movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he talks about like that was his cycle for a very long time. And he got in a bad car accident and he was wicked depressed. And he started doing, these things what he calls savers. SAVERS. Savers is silence. When he wakes up, he's silent for 10
Oh, it's an
minutes.
acronym.
Yes.
Okay,
it's an
continue,
acronym.
yep.
Right. So S is for, silent. He just, as soon as he wakes up, he just silent for 10 minutes. Just
No phone, no nothing.
Nothing. Gaining his thoughts.
I like that. I like
gaining
that.
His,
Start your
like-
day right.
Right. Start your day right. And then you got your, affirmations for A. You go
Manifesting.
manifesting, right?
Fuck yeah, I love
And then
it.
you got V, which is visualization. You're visualizing what you're gonna do today, how successful you are. You're gonna visualize everything. And then you have E, exercise,
Nice.
right? You exercise. These are all 10-minute increments,
Yes.
right? So it doesn't take 3 hours. You don't gotta meditate for an hour.
Yeah, you don't need to be in the gym for hours.
No,
You can
we're
be
talking-
efficient in like
Right.
30 minutes and
Literally,
get shit
man.
done.
I'm in the gym for 45 minutes.
Damn, that's
I
fucking.
superset everything.
You just bang,
Just
bang,
back
bang.
to back to
baby,
back to back to
superset.
back, and then
That's
I'm done.
smart, that's
You know,
smart.
I'm out of there quick.
Circuit training, I
Right.
think, is really important. Yeah.
And then he
And then
goes
R?
into, and then R is reading,
Fuck yeah. You need to read, dude. I
Reading.
need to start reading.
right? Just 10 minutes.
Need to
Whether it's,
read.
you get 5 pages in,
Just
10
10 minutes
pages,
a day, dude.
10
It's,
minutes a day.
It's really so simple.
And then you got S, which stands for shit.
The last S. Let's look up the
Saving.
last
Yeah,
S.
let's look at save verse. Yeah, it's save verse.
Let me look up.
Anyways, like that book really made me change my
Scribing. So
perspective.
writing down.
Yes, that's the last one.
Okay.
Journaling,
Scribing.
scribing.
Journaling. No,
Right.
you were talking about writing down makes
Right.
you like 30% more likely.
Exactly,
Yes.
Right. And
Fuck yeah.
so he presented these things to me, man. It just stuck with me. As you can. As
How
you
to
can
win
see.
the day.
How to
Fuck
win the
yeah.
day.
I have seen this
You know?
before.
Yes,
And,
sir.
Dude, it's
That is
it
like the
was
number
a
one way to win
whole
the day.
different perception of life. I was waking up at 5 a.m. and I was doing it. And I was doing it. It was
Hell
right
yeah.
before I got licensed as a loan originator, and I was doing the kids training at the same time. So like I was doing it, and I was consistently doing it. And obviously, as time goes on, I started tweaking it. Instead of, meditation, I'd read the Bible.
Yep.
Things like that. And
Yep.
till this day, when you wake up and you just spent 60 minutes working on you for
You can
anybody's
hang your hat
even
on
up.
that.
Anybody's even up, nobody's bothering you, nothing. You've already got way better
Yeah.
than what you were yesterday.
You're so right.
Yes, sir.
You know,
so
and,
right.
and the little things. It's as little as 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And those stack up. And as those
Yes,
stack
sir.
up, they lead to the bigger things. And I got licensed as a loan originator. I was like, after the savers, I was, writing down what my goals were for the day, and I was doing the little things. I was calling realtors, saying, hey, just introducing myself. I was sending out emails. I was, doing all the little things, which eventually started snowballing. And the snowballing came, and, I ended up finally starting to, take clients in, because I've only been in loan origination for 3 years.
Yeah.
And, I've had some success because I try to implement these little things. Like, I'm not perfect, man. Don't get me wrong.
No one is.
Shit, I'm far
Nope.
from it. But
I hear you.
I try to be a little bit better, more consistently than I am, like, average or poor. Like,
Right.
like going to the gym. Out of 7 days, I try to get 4 in.
Yes, sir.
That's a little
Yeah.
bit better than if I was to go 2 days or 1 day or 3
Right.
days. You get what I'm saying? So
And all that
100%, dude.
little extra,
a little extra
adds up big time.
man, and adds up.
Yes, sir.
It adds up.
I like that you talked about, I'm flawed, because a lot of people think it's like not okay to be flawed.
Come on, man. Ain't nobody
like,
perfect.
I don't
Nobody
understand like
perfect,
why
bro.
people like hold themselves to these like Superman standards, or like have to feel like you need to be like
100%.
so like somewhere like you don't like if you have some type of setback, it's fine. You know what I
course
mean?
it
Like
is.
don't feel like hard on yourself. But if you're saying, like you said, if I like get 10 minutes of just 6 things done a day, that's one whole hour.
A whole hour
A whole hour in
Whole
your
hour.
day of 24 hours.
that you work
You can
on
feel
you.
yeah,
Personal development.
exactly.
Personal development.
That's all you
before-
need.
That's all you need.
And people don't even do that. You know what I mean? People aren't willing to make that sacrifice.
People, what the thing is? In my opinion, people just are content of where they are.
Content. That's
You
the
know,
biggest thing. That's
they
a
get content.
content's a killer.
Do you think it's content, or do you think it's like lack of knowledge, lack of confidence because you don't know
Both.
where to
I think
start?
that's a great point.
You know
That's
what I mean?
a great freaking point. Actually, it's not that you don't know where to start. I think it's more of
Not feeling confident in you?
you're scared.
Yes, you're
You're
terrified.
scared of the unknown.
Yes.
And dude, that's
Fuck
what
yeah.
that's what paralyzes people.
Yes.
Dude, you're so
You know,
right.
like,
It
it's
really
like
does.
being scared of the unknown. But you gotta always remember, without risk, there's no
There's
reward.
no reward. Damn.
Yes, sir. Scared money don't break no money.
Scared money don't make money.
No money. Exactly, man. So I don't know. It's
Damn.
like I try to take risks, and you don't want to just go out doing anything that you
Don't be reckless.
Don't be reckless. Don't
But-
Yeah.
don't be stupid about it. Obviously do your research and figure out what is worth the risk or what you may lose
Right.
if you lose.
Take the risk,
you
yeah.
know? So yeah, that's kind of just my thought on it.
I think that's so true. I remember watching an interview with Mac Miller. Shouts Mac Miller.
Mac Miller.
Big shouts.
He
Big
was
shouts.
talking about like, if taking risks is scary and things like that. And he was saying how like him personally, he thinks that it's scarier to not take risks. It's way scarier to like
I agree.
you'll have no idea what you can achieve, what you can see if you don't do the risk.
don't,
You know what I
man.
mean? And like I get like the gym, for example, right? First day in the gym is always the worst day.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Always.
understand why people get so overwhelmed, people looking at you, things like that, like don't know what you're doing, you lack confidence in you. But like I'm telling you, if you just 10 minutes and keep
10
going
minutes,
up
man.
15, 20,
10 minutes.
and you do that for a year, I guarantee you a year from now, you will feel so much more confident in yourself and your abilities. You take the time to research and understand what works for you,
Exactly.
what helps you. You will walk in there like you own the fucking place.
100%.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
100%,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Like we were just talking about like how when I first started lifting, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. All I know was bench and curls. That's all I was doing, bench and curls, beach body shit.
Yep.
And I had
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea what the fuck I was doing. I was super
No,
insecure.
never abs.
Dude,
never abs.
Never abs. I could barely do 95 pounds. I was just a fucking bot.
Right.
And now like I'm approaching year 10 and I walk in the gym like I fucking own the place
Dude,
because I
'Cause you basically do.
I know exactly what I'm doing, and yeah, I mean all the boys go there, so like it's basically like we run the show, but like that's because we've dedicated so much time to the grind and the craft that like now I walk in, I can wear whatever the fuck I want and do whatever the fuck I want, and no one's gonna say shit
100%.
because I know what the fuck
one's
I'm
gonna
doing.
say
You know what I mean?
nothing.
100%.
But like that's like it's not even just the gym. That's like reading. Like, dude, I consume a lot of different media. I like news. I like music. I like fucking movies. I try to consume a lot of media in my life, but the one thing I haven't consumed in a long time since high school was reading books.
Yeah.
I haven't read a book since fucking high school. And like, I think the last book I read was like 1984, like Lord of the Flies, like To Kill a Mockingbird, all this shit, fucking A Mice and Men, like all great books, by the way.
Great
Like
books. Great
great
books.
books to,
Yes.
to
American classics.
I think they're important to read those things in high school. We'll get into that topic later. But to get back, I haven't read a book I didn't read a book in college at all. Dude, I made it through college without reading a single fucking book. I don't know how. Fake it till you make it, guys. I made it somehow. I'm not a great student, by the way. Like, do not follow. Again, don't listen to me. Do not follow me. Please read books. And
Yeah, read
do the right
read
thing,
as
do
much
your
as you
diligence.
can.
You know what
Read
they
as much as
say? You know
can.
what they say? Just like you go to the gym to work out your physical body,
Gotta get the
when
brain
you're
in
reading-
there.
When you're reading, you're working out your brain.
You're so right.
Working out your
You're
brain.
so
You know,
fucking
like
right.
your the vocabulary, the sentences, everything. You were like
The attention span.
right? Everything.
Dude, you're so right. Like, we were just talking about this with our boy Delaire. Shouts to Delaire77.
Big shouts.
He was talking about how in high school, we complain a lot about, oh, why do I got to learn Pythagorean theorem? Oh, why do I got to read Of Mice and Men? Oh, this is bullshit. But, like, at the end of the day, whether you use it or not, whether it matters or not, that doesn't matter. What it is an exercise for your fucking brain.
100%.
And I
Yep.
agree with that.
100%.
Like, yeah, I wish
Gotta keep the mind sharp.
Yeah,
you know?
I wish I learned how to open up a fucking loan or like a credit account or shit like
Oh
that in
my
high school.
gosh, don't tell us.
That shit's important. Don't get me wrong. I wish they did teach me that, but like I don't regret learning how to do calculus. You know what I mean? It was good for my brain.
course.
I got this vast knowledge of it, so I don't regret it. But yeah, we've talked about how the education system isn't perfect.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
flawed,
oh,
but that's a
Far from
whole,
perfect.
whole thing in
yeah,
and of
that's-
itself.
Yeah, that's too much.
But yeah, it's important to not only exercise the body but exercise the mind.
I agree.
I feel like a lot of philosophers and warriors, other things I've looked back and read. You know who Miyamoto Musashi is? Samurai from fucking Japan back in like
yeah, yes,
he has like
I
some
do,
big
but no.
proverbs. Aristotle.
Yes, of course.
All those guys would always preach that
Sung Tzu.
you want to be a warrior and a poet.
Mhm.
You want to be able to both use your brain and your body.
Right.
And I forget who said it. I think it's like fucking Socrates that said like
Socrates,
a
that's
man
my
to like never know the strength of his body and the strength of his mind is like a wasted life.
Right.
Something like that. That was butchered, by the way.
Right. No,
Look
that
it
was
up. I
good.
forget
That
what
was
it
good.
is.
That's my. So that helped me a lot actually,
Yeah.
because I got to study those dudes in college.
Yeah.
That was kind of my.
Were you a philosophy major?
Sociology and criminology.
I love that. I love that.
So there's a lot of theories involved and how
Yeah.
people think.
It's all
and whatnot.
philosophy at the end of
Exactly.
the day.
So I was able to take a little bit of it, and that's where United Borders came in. Is my sophomore, my sophomore year, my senior year.
Shout to United Borders.
United Borders. I ended up going to Brazil, and I hadn't gone back in a while, and I had family over there, and that's when I really realized that the opportunities in these third world countries are slim to none.
There's non-existent. It's
You're
terrible.
Nothing.
locked in on the lifestyle you have without seeing, anywhere else. You're just locked into that mindset, and you're working, you're working, you're working. You're partying on the weekend. You're working, you're working, you're working. Party on the weekend, and that's just
That's
a cycle.
all it is.
It's the rat race.
Right. And another book that helped me out a lot was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Great.
Rose told us
Great.
about that. But
Yep.
Great book. As soon as I finished reading that book, I went and opened up my LLC.
Damn.
That was it.
Fuck.
Because it was like it was the rat race. That's what made me think of it. Is
Rat race sucks, man.
the rat race. The majority are stuck in the rat race.
LLC is a great way to not only, again, start your own business and be your own boss, but also good for taxes.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. So, where was I?
You're talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, about how that made you want to open up your business?
Yeah.
We were going
before
off
that
of the
we
rat
were-
race.
Oh yeah, so in Brazil, right?
Yes,
in
Brazil,
United
yes,
Borders,
yes.
that's what it was. So, you know, I Socrates, that's where
Yep.
it came from. So Socrates, he says, actually Martin Luther King took it from Socrates, and it was like just build a little bit of tension in the mind. That's all you got to do.
A little healthy stress.
Build a little healthy stress for you to
Yeah.
start opening up to bigger and better things and bigger and better ideas, you know, and everything starts with an idea, you know, and after you
So
start-
true. Where do these ideas come from?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I, that's a good question. I think knowledge. I think,
Yeah.
you know,
Creativity.
creativity, knowledge,
Yeah.
I think eagerness to learn, curiosity,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know, those things that, like if you, like a great example, like Uniting Borders is about exactly that, is helping people kind of see more than what they're they are used to seeing.
Yeah.
know, kinda
See
get at
past
A new
their
new
physical.
perspective.
A new
or-
perspective
Yeah.
of life,
Yeah.
you know, and like Brazil, right? Brazil's a third world country, has a lot of potential, but the lifestyle there is very hard to make something out of, you know, and
Yeah.
over there, like a pair of these shoes right here, these Nike shoes, they probably run for, I'd say around 12 to 1,500 reais, which in
How does that?
dollars, it's probably like whatever the math
Convert
is.
to, yeah.
It's like $4.50. $1 is like $4.50. So it ends up being like, you know,
So it's like
60 bucks.
times 5.
Right.
60
essentially.
bucks.
Right.
Okay.
You know, so
Damn.
that $60 here is like, you know, I'll wear these. If I get a scuff mark on them, I'll throw them away, get a new one, because, you know, I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over there, dude, a pair of shoes like this is 3/4 of their income. You know, half to
Yeah.
3/4 of their income, and they get paid monthly.
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 That sucks.
You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? So it's like, how are people ever supposed to go and buy a real pair of shoes? Like, and it's not about the pair of shoes.
No,
it's
it's
not
just the
about that. It's just about the
concept.
concept and principle.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's more to this. And
For
with
sure.
us, you know, fundraising, you know, shoes and, you know, donations, grabbing donations from people. And whether it's shoes, we can wash them up, bring them over there. And just that little action will create attention.
Changes someone's life.
Will create attention. Like, how are these people from across another country giving us shoes that cost half of our salary monthly here?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just that little bit. And whatever happens after that happens.
Them seeing that they'll be like, there's so much more
There's so
to
much
this
more.
that we just don't know or we haven't seen.
And who did that
And-
too in my life is Coach Betts.
Big shouts to
Change your
Coach Betts.
perspective on
Changed my
life.
perspective of life. Man.
I saw him the other day actually on a detail.
Shout out
Shouts.
Coach Betts.
Looking handsome.
Always
Handsome as ever.
good guy. Great guy.
Yeah, we've talked about this on pod before, but I think perspective is like the number one, like most important thing you can have in life.
100%.
Like we've talked about how like self-awareness and being open-minded is like crucial keys that you need because it gives you perspective and able to see things through other people's eyes. You know,
Talk that
we
talk,
we
my
like to
boy.
I think we like to just, you know, think that our problems are more important than everyone else's and, you know, woe is me and all this stuff. But until you, like, are able to literally, like, bird's eye view, get out of your body and, like,
See,
go into someone
different
else's,
perspective.
you won't be able to fully grasp and be truly open-minded to, like, what's actually going on out
I
there.
agree.
Because, like, there are times when, you know, like, I hate to like keep using this this analogy, but we were at a Halloween party recently, and have I said this on pod yet? Or I feel like I've told you this story.
I don't know. Just let it rip.
I'm gonna let it rip though. I won't say any names though. We were at this Halloween party. I was thanking one of the owners of the house for having me and playing a certain song that I really liked, and there's another, you know, homeowner there that was there that I like didn't thank, but not intentionally like that. I just like wasn't thinking in the moment, right?
Right.
And I guess this person felt shunned because a lot of people didn't thank that person, and I just happened to be the one that broke the camel's back, right? Out of all the things, and
Right.
you know, things blew up a little bit, but you know, that was on me because I wasn't thinking prospectively. Like,
Of course.
damn, like I didn't realize, you know, because I was talking to other people about what happened to that person in their day, and they were just having a rough day. And then that kind of just like pushed it over, and then I was another thing that pushed it over.
Oh,
And I was like, damn, like I didn't even like have that perspective to even think that like you don't know what other demons people are fighting.
I agree.
You have no idea
No
what demons
idea.
people are fighting and going through, and like that is like something that like I need to be more aware of and more understanding when I'm looking at perspective that like like road rage, for example, right?
Oh yeah, great one.
So
Great one.
this is a
Great
perfect
example.
one
Great
because
example.
Great
I have to like again perspective, right? So say we're driving down the street, and like when you're driving in general, like your senses are heightened. No, you're driving fast. You
Right.
got to be more aware of what's going on, and like not only are you like focused on not getting hit by the people, but you got to make sure you're not driving recklessly. So your senses are already heightened. So I understand why there's so much road rage, because everyone's already pissed, and then someone cuts you off, then it's like, oh, holy fuck. But then like I gotta think like, imagine like, some guy cuts me off and I'm fucking throwing the finger at him, freaking out, like hitting the fucking horn and shit. Like, what if this guy's wife just like passed away?
Right.
The guy's just pissed off, and he's about to, he's depressed and about to maybe take his own life, and he takes me with him. You know what I mean? Like, there's, like we don't mean to laugh,
No,
and shit.
right, you're
But like,
100%
imagine
right,
like
bro.
that's a perspective, right?
100%.
Imagine you do that to somebody, you cut someone off, and like, that's the end of the road for you because you just hit the wrong guy at the wrong time.
And most of the time, you're over here, putting the finger up, screaming, and then the dude leaves, and it's like, oh.
So what was that for?
Yeah, what was that for? Right?
It's just
Literally.
freak-
You'll
just
never
geeking out for
never
no
see him
reason.
again.
Never see the guy
You
again.
know?
Never
Ever.
see the guy
Ever.
again. And like that's why like that's a perfect example for perspective. Like you literally have no idea what demons anyone is fighting, what's going through. So it's like you said, it's gonna like brush off like 2 seconds later. So like what is the point of
Right.
of doing this? And like a lot of times when I like think about like problems in my life, I like to think like, am I going to be dealing this a month from now? Majority of the time the answer is no.
Right.
So if that's the case, then like why stress about it?
It's temporary.
Why am I geeking about it?
It ain't worth it. It ain't worth
It
it.
ain't worth it at the end of the day. And like, I just think like perspective is so important. I feel like the problem with this planet in general is so many people lack perspective.
I agree, man. I agree with
And
that.
I don't think you can teach perspective. I don't think you can. I mean, maybe you can, but I feel like what made me learn perspective is go through some hard challenges yourself to then realize like, oh, holy shit, I'm not the only one that's dealing with these problems.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm not the
Yep.
only one that faces hardship and faces fucking turmoil.
Right.
Everyone else on this fucking planet is. So like, what makes me any different? I'm not. So like, what makes me think like I'm better? I'm not.
I agree.
And I think
agree.
a lot of people don't look at it that way.
That reminds me of a quote. Shout out Mike Tyson again.
Shows Mike Tyson, baby.
I saw him. You guys probably heard this. He said, like, someone will say something to offend him or, like, try to get in his head, whatever.
Yeah.
And he gets offended. But then he said he realized he's nothing or he realized he's no one.
Yeah.
So then he's not offended anymore.
Right.
He just realized, like, I'm no one. Like, everyone, like we were saying, everyone has their own perspective. Everyone has their, like, lives in their own mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have no idea. Like, I have no idea how it feels to look through Dougie's eyes.
No
Right.
idea.
And he has no idea through mine. You know what I mean? But, like,
At least you're aware of it. you
yeah,
know?
that's the important thing. You got to be aware of it in that there's so many people in the world that it's like when you think about it and you think about your troubles, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a like Hall of Fame boxer, one of the greatest of all
the
time.
youngest heavyweight champ of all time.
Yeah, super famous. But even him, like he's no one.
I
He's
agree.
no
In the
one.
grand scheme of things, like
He's nothing.
if someone dies, like if he dies, like not to make this somber,
No.
but if he dies, like the world would mourn for a week max, then
That's
move
it,
on.
later. Right.
That's it.
that would
doesn't
hit
matter-
me.
I
That would
agree
hit
with
me
that.
hard.
And doesn't matter who you are, like you could be the greatest person of all time, but
The world moves
Eventually,
on.
the world
World
keeps spinning.
keep
Yeah.
spinning. You know what I
and
mean?
yeah,
It's
that's it. Like we are such a insignificant
we're just a grain of rice.
rice compared to the fucking universe, dude. Like
Yes.
we are so insignificant
Drop of
to
water.
the greater thing that's going on that it literally doesn't matter.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Wow. We
That-
just got deep
We
right
got
there.
deep, but
We did go
nah,
deep.
Doug, I fucking resonate, with you. I think you got some demons yourself, and like, but you are doing everything you can to exercise that, like both literally and metaphorically. And like, I love that the SAVERS acronym, I've really got to implement it into my own life. That is making me want to start doing that every single day. You know what I mean? Just how can I seize the day? How can I make it better? Because I try to get on my gym grind, and I try to do what's best. We try to do this pod because I enjoy it, and two, I think it makes me better at conversing with people. It makes me, better at just like being keeping the ear to the ground, keeping the ear to the streets.
And to stick with the theme, it gives us other perspectives. Like
100%.
Dude, like I love.
Like, we're never gonna be able to sit down and talk with have one of these conversations with like half the people on the pod. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More than half the people on the pod. Like,
because we're just not that we're not like cool, but it's just that like we're
not gonna make the time. We're not gonna make the time for it if it's not like organized in a podcast setting or something like that.
Like we wouldn't be able to have this fucking camaraderie right now if it weren't for this, and that's why I love just being able to sit down with people that you don't normally spend time with, just to see where you can find common ground.
And you gain that new perspective.
And
you
you gain that new perspective, man.
Preach.
And so that's why the pod, I think, is so important. Is that aspect, and I love doing it. And I think like I try to do these things that self better, but there are things that I do look on. I'm like, damn, like I don't read enough. I don't sleep enough. I don't take care of me enough. Like like you said, you work all week to just go out and blow your money on the weekend. Like I'm so tired of that fucking cycle.
Oh yeah.
Like and listen,
bad ball.
If you live your life like you grind all week to go party on the weekend, and that's your Super Bowl, go live your life. I'm not
wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like not for me. And like. And I love my dogs. I love my boys. I love hanging with my boys any chance I fucking get. But a lot of the time they like to do that and go out on weekends. And it's like that's fine. Like I want you to have fun, but like I'm not gonna be there, man. Like I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be there because it's not my scene. It's not what I like to do. I'm trying to be California sober.
You know
what I mean?
We have better shit going on.
And it's just like
bottom line.
You can call it better or not. It's not me. It's like you can't put me in that box. Like a lot of people like. When I go out, we'll try to be the drink police and be like, "Oh, where's your drink? Oh, why aren't you drinking all this stuff?" And it's like, dude, like, I don't want it. I don't want it, and two, like, I don't want to spend money on it. You know what I mean? It's like
it's a lot of money spent.
I don't need that to enjoy my time here. Like, I just want to be with my dogs and not have to worry about the fucking drinking police. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know if like
everyone's got one. Everyone's got a drink police.
Yeah, everyone does.
Every function's got one.
Exactly. But since you've been sober, have you felt that way? Do people try to like?
Oh yeah.
Get you to, you know what I mean?
All the time, man. All the time, and then.
How do you defend against that?
It was hard. It was hard, shutting it down.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, no, I don't drink. That's it.
Easy, shut down right there.
It's not like before.
People having to give you a hard time for it, though?
Well, yeah, some
here
people
and
do.
there.
And I was like, dude, just respect my decision. Like plain
it's
and
a great
simple,
answer.
man.
It's a great
Just
fucking answer, man.
Like, if you can't
straight
respect
to
my
the
decision,
point.
we shouldn't be friends.
Then we're not cool.
Like
hell yeah.
And it's like,
and that's a tough decision to make, man. Because like,
right?
obviously, I bet you got some boys out there that you love that may pull that shit on you, and you gotta pull it back. You know what I mean?
You have to.
You have to because
they may be stuck in that zone. Or
no perspective. They're lacking fucking perspective,
exactly.
man.
Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to. I think it's a lack of fucking perspective. It's not like that they don't love you or that they don't have
lack of perspective.
It's just they just don't see it the way you see it. And it's fine. Like,
and that's fine, man. Everybody has their right to their own opinion or their own vision, their own perspective. Yes, but if you don't understand that there's other people's perspective, you're never going to learn.
Yeah, if you can't respect what I stand for, then you're not going to respect me.
Right.
And you're going to think that you're always right. You're going to think
you're always right.
You're going to think you're the only person who matters, opinion only yours matters.
That's
like,
that's dangerous,
that's
huh?
Dangerous,
thinking you're
slippery
always
slope.
right. That is a slippery slope.
Because you're never gonna know everything.
No, dude,
the more you know, the more you realize you don't know.
Yes.
Dog, my fucking dog. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
No, I say that to myself all the time. Is
Bars.
the more you know, the more you realize you don't know shit, dude. You don't know shit.
And
like that's okay.
That's okay.
That's literally okay.
You know why it's okay? Because you realize that you don't know, therefore you're open-minded to learning.
Yes. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
And a form of learning is realistically just like giving up on your old bullshit.
That's it.
You have to wipe
Yep.
yourself of your old fucking brainwashing and start fresh. Yeah, like
That's it.
you guys ever you have a Windows, right? Have you ever like rebooted a Windows before? Either of
Yes.
you?
Yes.
You know how when you reboot it, there's only one folder.
Yes.
I feel like when I'm changing perspective and being open-minded, it's like me rebooting my Windows and there's one folder that
folder.
just says my old bullshit. That like
Yeah,
you
just
just
throw
don't
that in the
need
trash.
anymore. You know what I mean? Just throw that in the trash because you just don't need it anymore. And like part of learning is essentially dying. Part of learning is literally giving up on your old shit and just being open to what's new and what else is out there. And some
yeah.
people, like you said, maybe a lack of confidence, maybe fear, don't want to do that. But I think this world would be such a better place if you were able to have that perspective, able to
100%.
like think critically and look back and like constantly reevaluating what you think of things. You know, like politicians will change their minds on certain things, and I think that's okay, like depending on what the stance is. But like, if you are changing your perspective on things, it's because you reevaluated, recognize, hey, this was a shitty opinion of mine. I need to be different and change.
agree.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like
Politicians, they're a whole nother beast, though.
Yes.
politics are a
Yeah.
whole, that's a whole
Yes,
other
they-
area of like a popularity contest. But like a lot of people will, I forget what it was, but I remember like Joe Biden, for example, way back when was maybe Kamala Harris too, were for weed not being legalized and keeping people in jail for it for some reason, whatever it was. I forget what their perspective was back then, but now they're talking about legalizing it federally and all this stuff, and people are like, oh, they're just changing their mind because they want more votes. And like, you may be right, that could be the case, but at least like they're changing their mind to a more open-minded, more accepted new world we live in now. And I think that's so important. Like, at least they had the coherence to like reevaluate that and be like, okay,
That's important.
we got people locked up over a gram of weed. What the fuck is that about?
What are we doing?
What are we
doing?
talking about here?
Right.
Like, so like that's just one example, but like
That's a great example.
there are things I do that too, where like I'll look back and be like, damn, I can't listen to R. Kelly anymore. I always say this all the time. You think about it, I gotta reevaluate. I can't really listen. That guy is fucked. You know what I mean? Like I can't.
Hey yo.
Or like I'll maybe if you like maybe you say you read Rich Dad Poor Dad when you were young and you were like 15, and then you read it when you're 25. That's a fucking big
10-year
gap of how you change and grow. And like I bet you'll probably pick that shit apart when you're 25 about what you like, what you didn't like, because you're able with a different perspective to recognize what's better,
perspective.
what's not. New
New
perspective.
perspective.
So I think we need to constantly be reevaluating ourselves, what we intake, and keep plugging and playing and see what works. That's the same thing with drinking. That's the same thing with substances, like
Trial and error.
trial and error, right? Like I tried to go out with my boys and have fun, and I had my phase going out to the bars and stuff, but like the more I keep doing that, I keep reevaluating like how much I fucking hate it. You know what I mean?
No
Me
shit.
personally, again, if you like it, you like it. Me, I can't fuck with it.
No judgment zone.
And
no
it's a no judgment zone. But some people will fucking judge you.
Oh,
And,
100%.
like,
Haters gonna hate though. That's the thing.
haters
Gonna do their job too. Hey, thank you guys for hating,
Thank you guys for hating. But
for doing your
I
job.
think if people are gonna judge me on like, on my like worst mistakes or whatever, that's a horrible way to judge someone. You can't judge someone on their worst mistakes.
That's what people do.
Yeah.
People judge you on your
People
worst
don't
mistakes.
glorify you when you're doing well, but they're the first ones
Snaps.
to critique you. When you fail.
And you know why?
Damn.
Because they're jealous. They can't do it themselves.
Envious.
They're insecure,
It's just
envious.
That's it, man. It's a reflection of how they feel about themselves.
Jealousy is a stinky
Projection.
cologne.
Projection is a
Projection.
fucking big thing lately.
Projection of
People
how they
will
see their things.
for real fucking put their problems on you.
Facts.
Yeah.
bro.
It's like
Facts.
it's
Bro, I don't want them.
crazy.
Get away.
Yo.
Like, we don't need
Yeah.
that.
Like I got enough of
Hey,
my problems,
like,
man.
That's and that's a big thing too. Is like, have you heard of if you're hanging around with 5 millionaires, you're gonna become the 6th. If
Yes.
you're hanging around with 5,
You become the
bums,
sum of the 5 people you hang around with most.
Right.
Yes.
And it's like,
Into the mic a little more. Sorry.
yeah, sorry.
This mic sucks. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it's all good. It's like, that's literally it. You gotta.
People need to hear this knowledge.
They do, right.
They
But
need
that's
to.
That's
They need
literally
to.
it. You are who you surround yourself with.
That's so
And
true, man.
If you're surrounding yourself with people that are constantly
Bringing you
positive,
down,
constant, right.
or like,
If you
yeah,
go opposite, right?
yeah.
If you're constantly hanging around with people that are positive, that are good vibes, that are striving for great things,
You're
that
gonna
are-
grow like those plants.
you're gonna grow like those plants.
Hell
But if
yeah.
on the other spectrum,
spectrum,
right,
yeah.
you're talking about people that are constantly bringing you down, constantly negative talking you, constantly bringing you to bad
Constant negative self-talk.
negative self-talk, sabotage, and whatever it is, dude. You're gonna
Can't have it.
be the same. You're gonna feel the same. You're
You're not gonna prosper.
You're not gonna.
No,
You're gonna be
it's
stuck
impossible
in that.
to.
You're gonna be stuck in that mindset.
Yeah.
And in that perspective, and you're never gonna grow.
And that's the worst
gonna
place to
grow.
be in. That's the worst place to be in. And like, I think that's what like, kind of drinking kind of does to people. It's a downer. It's literally
It's a
scientifically
depressant, yeah.
depressant. It's a downer. And I think like some people get stuck in it because it maybe it's a coping mechanism. Maybe it's something to do. I don't know. But people get stuck in that.
I don't know, man. There's a lot that could be said about that, and
Yeah.
I don't know enough to talk about.
No, I don't know
About it,
either.
you know,
This is just what I think.
Right.
Again,
and
don't
it's-
listen to me. I just
don't-
what I'm saying.
Sam, don't listen to
Don't listen to either of us. Just this is just what I've experienced and what I
Hey,
think about it.
I
you know
agree
what
with
mean?
that.
Yeah.
I agree with it.
And there's nothing
You
wrong
know,
with
and
it.
people
Yeah.
are- right. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But if you realize that that's a problem, or if you're
It gets
you
in the
know,
way of things you
right,
want to do.
right, and
yeah.
you're meant for more. You're meant for more, and you have that feeling like you're meant for more. You got to put that aside
We're meant for more.
because, and bringing
We're
up
gonna
God.
let beer get in the way of what you love to do.
God has a plan, but you are the one driving.
You're driving. You're driving the ship.
man. You're
True.
driving. You're driving. He has a plan, but you're driving, and you got to pay the price. And if you're constantly down, or you're constantly, waking up, self-sabotaging or doing something stupid. Like I did so many stupid things when I used to
We
get
all
drunk
have.
that it's like my accident is one of the biggest ones. You know what I mean? It's like I shouldn't have been on that motorcycle, but I
Yeah.
was. I didn't really care. And that changed my whole perspective and my whole.
That was a turning point for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shortly after. Then I did a backflip on my birthday, and I landed on my jaw, and I ended up my birthday on in the hospital bed with 6 stitches on the windshield.
God.
That's when I was like,
Fucking jaw.
done.
God.
So you've had a
damn.
couple close calls. Jeez.
Well, the backflip. He's been doing
Sheesh.
backflips since he was 8.
But dude,
Off
I
like.
was on that tequila. I was on that tequila, dude. and
That'll
I
do
was-
that to you, huh?
I
To
thought I
kill
was
ya.
a super
To kill ya.
man. Yeah, to kill ya. Literally.
Yeah. Damn. That's
Yeah, man,
crazy.
there's
That's
a lot,
bars.
there's a lot.
Yeah. What I found for me was like when I would get severely hungover, I couldn't train that day. Couldn't go to the gym. Couldn't focus on anything. Couldn't get out of
do
bed.
Anything. Can't do
It
anything.
would take me like I wouldn't get out of bed till like 2:00. Day's kind of gone.
Gone, see?
Around then, dude. Like, fuck.
See you later.
See you later. And it's like, do I really want to be like doing something that is preventing me from doing the things I want to do? Like checking off the list. If I can't do the savers list, and let's be honest, alcohol is not going to let you to do that. Like,
No shit.
if I'm not able to do that, then why am I doing it?
Right.
Again, if you like it, that's your Super Bowl. That's your Super Bowl.
Salute.
But me, like, I need to be productive in my day. Like, I think like a big part of it is like, is I live on my own and stuff. Well, I have my sister has a roommate. Shouts.
Shout
But
outs.
I got my own place. I really am responsible for me.
Of course.
Like, before, like, you could come home to mom having
Nice dinner.
nice dinner ready for you, having your clothes ready
Oh,
for
yeah.
you, have
Facts. Your
at-
bed's made.
beds made, all this
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Fucking dishes washed, everything's ready to go. But when when your mom and you got to do it, and those dishes are piling up, and the laundry's piling up, and the fucking dust piling up, that's when you really got to fucking crack in and be like, hey, I got to fucking wake the fuck up.
Hey, but you know what's real easy?
What?
To go lay down and watch a Netflix show.
Just let it
You
keep
know what I'm
piling up,
saying?
right? Let
Hey,
your
that's-
problems
that's
keep
easy.
They're
stacking up,
content.
right?
That's
They're-
easy.
People get content.
Yeah, it's easy, man.
That's facts.
It's hard,
Fucking
freaking
facts.
go and put yourself a cup of coffee, drinking that shit, make you fucking, force yourself to wake
Yeah,
up.
you're
Then
so
go
right.
do it in the fucking dishes, go clean out your room because your space, matters. Your environment
Space matters.
Oh, just like
You
you
know?
said, who you surround with,
Oh yeah.
where you live
Same
is
thing, man.
is who you are, and if it's if it's dirty or if shit's piling up or
unorganized,
unorganized,
don't
then
get me
you're
wrong,
going to be an
I'm
unorganized person.
Far from the most organized person, but
You
I
make an
met-
attempt, though.
of course,
Yeah,
course. Try
that's
to get
all
a
you
little bit
need.
better every day, and
One day smarter.
I started with
Yep.
doing my bed first thing in the morning.
Dude,
Make
I
that
saw
count.
a military guy say that people that make their bed first thing in the morning are like more successful in life. And so I literally do the same exact thing,
Come on,
dude.
man.
I do the
Every
same
morning,
shit, dude.
Every morning I wake up.
Every morning.
I make it a priority because guess what? It's the first achieved goal of the day.
You get something done.
Get something
Productive, right then and
done.
there.
You
Boom.
get something
You
done.
do the savers. That's 5 different things
Yeah.
done. 6 different things done.
Yeah.
An hour. You already feel good.
You feel great.
And
That's the
that,
thing,
That
yeah.
that kicks off everything. Now you're making your calls. Like for me, it's I'm a loan officer, so I'm making my calls to the clients, whoever I got to speak to. I'm updating pre-approvals. I'm calling to check in on old clients. I'm
Making moves.
right. You're
Yeah.
doing the little things, and all starts from making your bed
Yeah.
or doing your savers. You know,
Yep.
like it sets the tone for the day.
For sure. Are there days where you're like sorry to cut you off, but are there days when you like crushed for time, weren't able to make your bed, where you feel like the day's fucked? Dude, I feel
woke
that
up-
so bad.
Look, I woke up. Oh my gosh, man! I woke up Thanksgiving morning. so we had the Thanksgiving game against Saugus,
Shouts.
and so the coaches planned on Thanksgiving breakfast, 7:15. We were supposed to be there at the restaurant. Dude, I woke up at 9:18 to my sister saying, "You missed the football game." Bro,
Oh.
you don't even know how fast I got out of that bed. I got out of the bed running out of running out of the house without pants on. So I
Yeah.
got, like eventually I realized I was like, oh shit, I got nothing on. So I'm getting dressed, and like just after that, dude, we won.
Shouts.
It was a good game, but I didn't feel like me.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like me. I wasn't in the zone. Like it was a whole screw up.
Yeah.
Like the day doesn't feel like it was supposed to, because obviously I already missed the breakfast. I missed the warm-ups that I usually do.
Yeah.
Like everything just right from the start was shit.
Just
Yeah.
off to a
for-
bad start.
Off to a bad start.
I was just gonna say, if it comes down to the morning, like if you have a good morning, you're gonna have a good day. Bad morning, bad day, or
Bad morning, bad
just
day.
not feel right. You know what I mean?
Deion Sanders said it better. He goes, I have no bad days. He's like, I have no bad days because every day I learn something new. I take a different perspective.
You don't
of
lose,
things.
you learn.
Right. You lose. You
Yes.
don't lose, you learn.
You don't lose, you learn. I love
Hell
it.
yeah.
Dude, I love Deion
He's
Sanders.
a dog.
He's a fucking
Dog.
G. I
He
love
is
his
a
quote
dog.
where he says, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good. I love that quote. I think it's so important because feeling good is so important. Looking good, feeling good, really important. To me, I think everyone really needs it. I think that and Deion, like you said, there's no, I don't believe in losses either. Like, of course, you're going to lose in life, and of course, bad things are going to happen to you, but those are the moments where you can find good in, where you can find growth in, where you can find some type of way to get better. That means if you lost, that means you just learned how to get better.
100%.
One day
Yes, sir.
smarter.
100%.
One day smarter.
Exactly. So I truly don't look at anything as like good or bad anymore. At least I try not to. Like, because have you heard of Chinese farmer? I feel like you have.
Chinese farmer, I definitely
Chinese
have.
farmer.
I definitely have. What is
It's basically where something bad happens and something good comes out of it,
Oh,
or
yes.
something good
Yeah, yeah.
happens and something bad comes
That's
out
right.
of it.
Yeah. With the like they
horses.
They stole his horses.
Yep,
and then-
exactly.
Yeah. I
And then the
agree,
horses
man.
come back, and there's a horde of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't try to look anything as a loss anymore, because who knows what that loss could bring.
Right.
You never know.
You
yeah.
never
agree,
know,
man.
and that loss could bring something good, and then that good could go again. It's those highs and lows that you were talking about earlier.
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster ride, where you just got to maintain being in the middle as best as you can.
I agree.
Ride that balance line, because nothing is worse than being imbalanced.
Oh my gosh.
Chemically imbalanced, the worst thing. fucking anything where there's an imbalance is like the worst thing in life. Like we try to preach a lot. Just living a balanced life is so important.
I agree.
Again,
Preach.
being the poet and the warrior. It's a balance.
That's the vice.
It's full circle. We come full circle on the spot all the time.
Balance is center of everything.
Balance is the center.
Wow.
So yeah, that's our acronym.
That's good.
That's
good.
AD made that, right? Queenie.
Yes.
Shouts Queenie. Yeah, balance is center of everything. So,
I like that. I like that a lot.
Because think about it like this, like scientifically, biologically, the Earth has a perfect ecosystem, a perfect balance where you take one thing out, it fucks everything up. You know what I mean? Like
If you kill off all the mosquitoes, like the ecosystem's gonna be
we're
fucked
fucked.
up.
We're
Hey,
fucked.
shout out Big Man up there.
Like we're gonna die.
He's
You know what I mean?
It's
like
it's
that.
so like calculated.
He's like
it's so
that.
calculated
that.
perfectly where it's like hard to
I'm
disprove a higher power.
You know what I'm
I mean?
saying?
You know what I mean?
Like,
Like
that's the crazy part.
I think about we live in the Goldilocks zone, right? Where we're perfectly just enough distance from the sun where we don't die and
we don't
we're
burn.
and yeah, exactly. Like
Right.
we're in such a Goldilocks zone where we stay in orbit. Like it's so.
So you
crazy.
think there's other like Earths out there, or you think it's
Ooh,
just like,
that's another one for another day,
know,
my friend.
or do you think this is
Wait,
like?
Doug? Let's get into it. Let's
Oh
get into
my
it.
gosh, dude, are you kidding me?
Oh man, I mean, here's the thing.
It's tough.
It is tough, right? Because
I believe that there is, but like not the same
How
exact
can
as
there
Earth.
not? How can there not?
how
be?
can there
How can
not,
there not be? How
be?
can there not
So
be?
You know?
mathematically, how can there not be when we're infinitely expanding and we're only growing
There's-
larger and larger?
What I actually believe is there's, like you said, infinitely expanding.
We
There's
don't
an
comprehend
infinite amount of Doug Santoses, infinite amount of Randy.
Multiversal Doug
That's
Santos.
insane.
Like right now, in another universe, it's like we're doing the pod, but like you're sitting here, I'm sitting there, Randy's sitting
We're
there.
just like
That's
yeah.
crazy. We're all
And
There's
then-
one pod where we stayed in the chairs.
Right.
You know what I
There's-
mean?
There's another where we're all sharks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
All
doing
three
a
of us are
pod.
sharks.
Just doing pods.
Doing a pod
It's
as
infinite,
sharks.
dude. Like,
That's what I'm saying. There's ones where we're literally I'm Doug and you're Randy and he's Ty. You know what I mean? But we're in the same bodies. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like it's so crazy to think about. Like we could be fucking anything out there, but this is the one we got. You
This is
know,
the one we got, baby. We gotta make the best of it.
we got to make the best of it.
That's
At the end of the
facts.
day,
That's
you know,
facts.
whether there's other alien life or not, which I think there is, it really don't matter because another thing I like to think
because
about.
God made those aliens too. You know
Or
I mean?
what if
Or
we? Or
a
what if
higher
we're
power.
the aliens?
What if we are the aliens to them?
What if we are the aliens?
We are the
Which
aliens to them.
We technically would be, but what if like I don't know.
It would be.
now
You're
we're
right.
yeah. Now I'm getting fucked up. But
Dude, wait. That's actually groundbreaking stuff. We are the aliens.
we are the
we
aliens.
technically are the aliens.
Hey, Mike Tyson, he's no one. He's an alien.
We're so I talk about this a lot on the pod that we
Full circle.
we live in a completely gray world where there is black and white, but I don't look at it that way. I think it's all gray. You know, obviously there's good and bad, there's right and wrong, but I think we straddle a line so perfectly in the middle where it's a perfect gray area, and we straddle the line of everything and nothing.
I like that.
And I think
What do you
we're-
mean by straddle it? Like, what do we do to, like, be in between everything and nothing?
I don't think we do anything. I think that's just how life is. Life is the
That's
gray
just
area.
how. Okay.
People like to
I can see that.
put you in a box and say like, "Oh, Doug doesn't drink, so he's weird."
Right.
This person stole bread from farmland, so we got to put him in jail.
Right,
but yet
right.
he has a family of 4 that he's just trying to feed.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
that's perfect example.
there are things where like
That's
the
perspective, too.
morality outweighs the negative aspect of it,
agree.
right? Like if you're trying to provide for your family and like maybe you have to steal a loaf of bread and like you go to jail for that, like that's not justice. To me, that's not justice. That is a fucking moral gray area where it's like this dude's just trying to fucking survive.
right.
You
in
know what I
other
mean? Like,
countries, though, they chop your hand off.
they chop your hand off and like
no
why?
questions.
Why? Like I'm just trying to provide for my fucking family. Like you know what I mean? God
Right.
forbid. Like that's
well,
what
because you know why? Because somebody like you and I said so.
yeah, you're so right.
You know what I mean?
Their
It's
perspective
like, who
is
the
that if
are you?
who the fuck are you?
Who are you? You know what I
Who
mean?
are you,
And-
man?
and that's a lot of.
That's a lack of perspective.
You're right.
Oh, we're gonna cut your hand just because you stole, like not knowing that. Hey, I'm just trying to feed my fucking family.
I know, it's a-
Right.
You
it's
know
a
what I mean?
lot.
Like
It's a
that's
lot, man.
that's why there's like I have problems with our justice system. Is that like it's super flawed in the sense where it's not true justice. It's whoever pleads their case better.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
there are definitely some people that got away with murder, literally, because they just had good pleas. You know what I mean? And
You're right.
there's some people that, you know, went to jail for a gram of fucking weed, where it's like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, what is the point of that?
I agree.
And
yeah,
it's just
some people go to jail for things they don't even do,
some people go to jail for
which is
fall.
just because not even take the fall,
Or not
like
even- yeah,
they're not even
The evidence
involved
points
at all.
to them.
yeah,
The evidence points to them.
yeah.
The evidence might point to them, kind of, and like the other lawyer like makes them look bad, so they go to jail. Like what?
There are even cases where cops will like plant you with shit.
Yeah, I mean
Where they literally fucking.
that happens probably too often.
That
but-
probably happens a lot more than we actually think about. Cops, listen, I'm for cops. Like, I think we need them, and I think majority of cops are good. But there's some fucking
Oh,
terrible
yeah.
cops out there that have literally
There's bad people.
killed
Bad apples
lives.
everywhere. There's bad
Yeah.
Killed
apples
lives.
everywhere.
Bad
man.
apples everywhere, for sure.
Everywhere, you
For
know,
sure.
anywhere, and that's why you gotta be open-minded, because you
have to
can't
be.
go to, let's say, like for me, it was like, I hated dealing with FAFSA.
Dude, FAFSA is such a
FAFSA.
scam.
Oh my
dude.
gosh.
What a fucking scam.
I hated it, and
They suck,
it
huh?
was from about, the reason I hated it was from one miserable person. You know, like I
Yeah.
called them one day,
Yeah.
they were just miserable. You could just tell, like the tone of voice, everything.
They're tired of it.
They're just done.
For no reason.
For no reason.
No
you know,
reason.
I'm over here just trying to figure out my college education, you know, like what's
Right.
just in college.
Kid. I'm literally an 18-year-old kid. And
And-
you're about to steal all my money
Right,
from me.
and that itself made me think
Already apprehensive about it, yeah.
apprehensive about FAFSA. You know,
Yeah.
now it's like, but I got to be open-minded and say that, like, hey, that was a person that could have been, you know, having a
Dealing
bad
with
day.
their own shit, yeah.
But I
Yeah,
can't
so true.
let that judge my opinion on. I can't let
Yeah.
that one person make. What am I trying to say? I can't let that person cloud my judgment.
Yeah.
Cloud
Their
my judgment.
negativity make you negative.
Right. You know, so
Yeah.
it's like you got to be aware of that, because I I have a friend who's always talking negative about a certain thing, and I'm like, who'd you hear? Oh, well, I heard this from this person. And I'm like, you can't base your decision, your opinion off of that
Right.
one person.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, because that person could have had a terrible experience that
Yep.
has nothing related to your personal life. You know, like, and you have a
Yeah.
completely different life than they do. So therefore, you could find somebody that, you know, isn't a bad apple. You know,
Right.
that makes sense. Though.
No, you're
It
right.
does make
You're
it.
so right. And Ty is one of those guys that has been checking me a lot recently
Oh, yeah?
about negative self-talk. It's not that like I intentionally mean to like deprecate myself. I'm just been like my whole life like jokingly self-deprecating because
But guess what? Your body doesn't know the difference.
but your body does not know the difference. That's
Does not
Bruce Lee
know
said that your
the
body
difference.
does not know the difference, and he's right. You're so right about that. And like I think the reason why I'm that way is because I watch a lot of comedians that, you know, do
That's
a
their
lot
comedy
of, their
style.
comedy is self-deprecation, and I love that they're able to make a joke out of themselves. I think it's important to be able to not take shit so seriously,
yeah.
I agree.
especially
with that.
yourself. So I do get some self-deprecating sometimes, and Ty will check me and say, hey, like no negative self-talk, like
It's a good friend.
it's
That's
fucking
a good friend.
That's all we're trying to be
I gotta
now.
put a C on all the friends right now, all the homies.
Shout out all the homies.
Shout out all the homies, shout out all the bice, because without them, I wouldn't be checked. They are people that check me daily, and I'm fucking grateful for it. Because if they didn't check me, I wouldn't. Check
Everyone
myself.
needs that
Says a lot
though,
about
you know.
Says a lot about you.
It's like you said, you need to surround your people with these top 5 people that are gonna make you better.
Right.
And people that check me make me want to be better. And like.
Hell yeah.
A big thing is Ty check me when I'm self-deprecating. A huge one was when my boy Matty Merck, shouts Matty Merck, when I was being stubborn, like a few years back, I was just like fucking headstrong, like couldn't tell me nothing, like 22, 23-year-old kid, like thought like I figured life out, right?
Right.
Fucking idiot, by the way. And I just remember him and I were arguing, and I was in dead wrong, but like at the time I was just like a person.
Dead wrong.
Dude, I was dead wrong. Dead wrong. Like, no reason for me to be arguing. And
What was the argument?
I forget exactly what it was about, but I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong. And I'm not moving from my hill. I'm not budging.
Right, right,
I'm willing to
Yeah.
die on my hill.
Yeah.
And Merck just legit just like stops everything and goes, dude, why can't you just ever admit when you're fucking wrong? He was literally just looking me in my eyes like, dude, like, what is so wrong with being wrong?
Right.
He told me that, like, what is so, like, why can't
Salute.
you admit to being wrong? And, like, in that moment, it just, like, made me, like, he checked me right there. It made me wake up and be like,
Checked your ass.
what am I fighting for?
Right.
What am I really being so stubborn for?
Right.
And, like, what, and he's right. Like, it is okay to be wrong because when you're wrong, that means you're able to learn what's right.
Salute.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I don't lose. I just learn to do the right thing at the end of the day. And, like, if he didn't do that for me, like, I would still be stubborn, headstrong type of person.
Dude, the majority of the world are like that.
A lot of people are headstrong, man.
You know, man, and just don't
And
accept it, and
Yeah, they
that's
won't.
called ignorance.
Ignorance. Yeah,
That's what it's
not even
called.
stupidity.
It's not. It's just
ignorant. Just
ignorant.
lack of wanting to learn. You know what I mean?
Yep.
that's exactly what it is.
And it's just like, there's nothing wrong with being
There's
wrong.
nothing wrong with that, man.
And it's
Just-
okay to not
Right.
be okay.
Of course.
People like look at being negative and being depressed as like a bad thing, dude. Like, it's okay to feel those emotions. It's okay to not be okay because you know that there's gonna be an upswing coming right back.
course.
And like,
It's
as long
temporary.
as it's
It's
temporary,
temporary, man. It's
And-
temporary.
as long as you put the work in to become better, to stay on the grind, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, have people around you that check you, then you have no choice but to grow.
100%.
You know what I mean? You
100%.
surround yourself by the right people, do the right things. You know, all that stuff is only forcing you to be better. It's impossible to get worse.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
That is a fact.
That's a fact.
Just gave me the chills,
So-
Rand. You know,
No,
that's
no.
all. That's all. That's what it's all
I just
about.
gotta
yo.
appreciate you for being such a good
the
fucking
boys.
dog that
Nah,
just
bro.
checks me, man.
It's the same. Like it goes back like me and Doug playing football, like working out. It's all about the boys checking you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the motivation.
That's
like
the motivation.
You-
That's
You-
conversation.
you catch someone slacking, you're like, all right, like what you doing?
Yo, stop being average, bro.
Yeah, stop being that.
Stop
Like
being average, bro.
that's the type of shit he would say. Just
Mediocre.
get right under your skin and then you're back to
Dude,
it.
because is there nothing that lights a fire under you more than being like, dude, you're fucking mediocre?
Oh my
Like,
God.
someone says it to me, I'm like, fuck.
Bro,
That's
mediocre.
like you're being subpar right now. Like, damn, they're hitting me with some hard shit right now. Like, fuck.
because you know why? That's the easy way out.
Yeah.
It's easy being
Right.
average.
Right.
So-
So
yeah, you're
easy.
so
It's
right.
hard being great. That's why if it was easy,
Everyone would do it. It's that
Every-
mama mentality.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
If it was easy, everybody would do it, man. And shit, if you don't want to pay the price, that is okay. That
It's
is
not for
okay.
everyone.
It's
But
not
you
for
have to
everyone.
live with that.
You gotta live with it.
You gotta live with that
it.
in
You
your
gotta
head.
accept it, man. If you're
Dude.
gonna take the easy way out, you gotta accept it. You gotta
Yeah.
accept it.
That's so
When-
true.
When things are, you know,
That
where-
hits crazy,
when
bro.
things are you're looking around and you're like, shit, like I haven't done anything with my life in the last couple of years. You know, like if you're not hitting those goals that you set out, you got to do something different.
You're only cheating yourself.
Right. But you
Yeah.
got to do something different because clearly the shit that you're doing
It's
isn't
not
working.
working.
You got to
Right.
do something different.
Damn.
And no one's gonna do it for you. You know what I mean? Like
Nobody, man. Nobody cares.
no one gives a
Nobody
fuck.
cares.
Like if you're goofing off, like not doing what you're supposed to do, like fucking Timmy who lives down the street isn't gonna be like
Yeah, they're not gonna be
bust
like,
down your door and say,
right.
"Wake up."
This makes
No
me,
one is.
This makes me think about how being accountable and showing up is like the most important attributes a person can have.
You
being
only have
accountable.
that. You only have that.
Dude, you only have your
that.
word. You only have you.
have your word, man. Once you say
And
I'm showing up, like
Your word, your
I-
actions.
I felt devastated last week, 2 weeks ago, when Ty texted me late. He was like, "You still up for the pod?"
Oh, no stress at all, man.
I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
but
life's
like,
busy. Life's
but
busy.
hey, it is right. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like
Here we
that-
are now.
Just that itself.
I see what
I
you're
was-
saying,
I was
but
like, damn, like I told him I was gonna be.
You
there.
felt bad. No,
right.
dude,
you
that was
know?
me today. I was fucking running late. Work ran late. You know, life
Yeah,
gets in
I
the
mean,
way.
Right.
it happens to everyone. You know
Well,
what I
guess
mean?
what?
It's like
But we're
We're
having the
here right
fucking
now.
best time
We're
right now,
fucking
man.
here right now,
We're here
baby.
now.
And like, yeah, like that brings me back to relationships. So thinking about relationships, right? Like, I think what is so important in a relationship is showing up for that person. If you show up for that person, take accountability, that relationship, if both people do that, that relationship is solid.
You're gonna
You can
flourish,
you can
for
fight,
sure.
you can have all these problems, that's fine. But if you're constantly showing up and taking accountability, that is the only thing you
I
really
agree,
need to
man.
do.
Preach.
And
That's
like,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
and that's just not like showing up isn't even just for relationships. Showing up in anything. Like if someone, hey, listen, when the fucking bases are loaded and we're down 5-1 and we need this fucking to tie shit up, and you're up to bat, like, are you showing up?
100%.
Are you showing up or not?
Facts.
Because if you're not going to show up for me in that moment, then like what are we talking about? Why would I want that? You know what I mean?
What's the
Yeah.
benefit, right?
I need
What's
you to
the
show,
benefit?
and even if you don't hit it, but you give it your fucking all, that's all I can ask for.
Right. I agree.
Showing up doesn't mean you need to fucking hit it. Showing up just means you need to fucking be there for
Be
me
there
when like
with-
the chips are fucking down and the fucking house is burning.
Facts.
You know what I mean? As long
Yes,
as you're there
sir.
and showing up, like, so that's what like I've looked at relationships very harshly, you know, in the past couple of years because you know sometimes you get burned and shit fucking sucks, and I kind of realized recently that like you don't need the fucking hottest person, you don't need all the money in the world, you don't need all these fucking superficial shit. The only thing you really need is if this person's gonna show up for you when fucking the chips are down. And the house, like I said, the house is on fucking fire,
Makes me want to
Like-
go
Yes,
gamble.
sir.
dude.
Yeah, the chips are down.
So that
Oh,
that's
man.
another thing, right? When you're about to lose all your money and the chips are down, are you showing up? You're gonna fucking kill it? Like, what are we doing here?
Right,
Like,
right.
that's all I'm saying is like when shit sucks, like, and we hate each other. And hate's a strong word, but like, say we just dislike each other in
Right.
the moment. Are you still gonna show up for me in my fucking deepest, hardest moments?
Facts.
And if you don't, and again, goes beyond relationships, this go for anything. But if you're not showing up in that moment, then like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like that's
Then-
What are you doing to benefit me?
like
Right.
yeah, what have you done for me lately? You know,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, and it's important. Like, you got to be able to do that same. You got to be able to
You gotta
reciprocate.
reciprocate,
Reciprocation is so
100%.
fucking important nowadays.
It's
and,
key. It's
and-
key.
And give more than you get, man. No one has ever gone broke from giving.
Never
and like,
once.
clearly, you're doing that right now with your business and give more than you get, man. I think it's so fucking important. I think you're a fucking inspiration.
I appreciate that.
I
brother.
fucking love talking to you, Doug. You're
You're an
fucking.
Hell yeah.
inspiration too, my man.
No,
I appreciate.
I'm
both
trying to
of
get like you,
Both of
dude.
y'all.
I appreciate you.
Much love, brother.
I appreciate
Much love.
fucking Ty.
Yeah.
Appreciate
I
this.
It's
appreciate
real,
you
man.
boys.
man.
It's been real.
We've been going for 2 hours, but
2 hours.
I wanna. Damn, that was a fast 2 hours, by the way.
Content.
But I want to get back to let's show some fun things now. So let's get back to the UFC talk,
2 hours.
dude. We've been on 2 hours now.
What?
Yeah, real quick. I know it's 10 o'clock. We'll get you out of here soon.
Yeah, what are we watching?
I
What are we
want
watching?
to watch a couple clips. So obviously we have this big card coming up for UFC.
Putting
You
some
probably
money
know
on
who
it.
Ian Gary is. New guy on the scene, relatively new guy. He's undefeated. I don't know who Vicente Luque is, but I like Ian Gary. You know, I wanted to talk betting and stuff real quick.
Yeah. Let me hear it. Let me
I
hear it.
don't know. Let me get on the Tapology.
Let's hear that, John. Let's hear
Let's
that.
hear that, John.
Let me see that
That tapology now.
296 Tapology because I kind of want to. We haven't done one of these in a minute. I'm sad Matty Merck isn't here with us, but this is a fucking dope card. I love these guys. This is gonna be fun,
Leon Edwards. I love that man.
dude.
Hey, Leon,
can he
come on the
not?
pod.
How can-
Come on the pod, Leon.
How can that guy not get you fucking rowdy? I was watching his.
His trainer.
I was watching that video.
is wrong with you, Leon?
Oh, can we get that video up? Actually,
That shit was
Leon's
classic.
trainer
I'm gonna play
tripping
it.
his ass.
I'm gonna pull it up right here.
Pull up wherever you can because you probably have you seen that.
I don't know. I probably have.
So you know who Kamaru Usman is, right?
Yes.
Ex heavyweight, not heavyweight, ex welterweight champion.
Wait.
Yeah, 170. Yeah, welterweight 170. He was the ex champ. Fought Leon. Leon fought him for the belt, and the first 4 rounds, Leon's getting dogged. Like Usman's just having his way with him.
Yeah.
It's just terrible. It's a terrible fight. We're like, oh fuck this. 5th round, last minute of the last round, Leon lands the clean KO to the fucking dome.
No shit.
Knocks Kamaru Usman clean out. See ya.
There
and
goes that.
but right before he does that, Leon's corner, one of his trainers, is getting in his head saying, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, wake the fuck up! Like, you're doing nothing." And he has an accent, so he just sounds way better with the accent. But it was funny, but also the biggest hype up moment I needed. I never knew I needed.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Leon?
He has like a British accent, so Leon's from
oh
the
yeah,
UK.
here it
so
is.
Let's go. Put the mic on that thing.
No free ads.
Ian Machado Gary's fighting. No way. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't like that.
Oh, that's what you said.
it away. This is third round. You gotta get fucking ugly. But these are the type of people you need in your ear. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
His nickname is Rocky, so that's why they're playing the Rocky music. He sets it up too, where he slumps him, dude. Slumps him, man. Dog moment. Rocky. That's a legit Rocky movie right there.
Boom.
Dude, I fucking love Leon, dude.
Leon
His
is
like, is that his dad?
I don't know
Or
who
did
that
he just-
trainer
he just
is,
call him
but
son?
we all need
Come on,
people.
son.
We all need people like that in our lives.
agree,
People
man.
that
Stop
check
fucking
you.
feeling sorry
He checked
for
his
yourself.
ass. He
Fucking
said
sorry for
you're not
yourself.
fighting hard. Yeah, you're feeling sorry for yourself. You're not throwing your hands. Like wake the fuck
We gotta
up.
get them hands going, Elon. What's his name?
Leon.
Elon
Leon
Musk.
Rocky. Leon Rocky Edwards.
Leon Edwards.
So he
21.
is the current champ. Colby is the interim champ,
Oh, that's gonna be a good one, huh?
and so it's gonna be a good one. And also looks like we got a co-main event for the flyweight. I don't really watch a lot of the flyweight stuff, but Shavkat Rachmanov versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. It's gonna be a fucking battle.
Wonder Boy.
Shavkat is undefeated, as you can tell.
Who you got here?
Oh, I got Leon, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I love Kobe.
Leon's
Kobe
just a
Chaos
dog.
Covington versus Leon Rocky Edwards is such a fucking banger of a card. So here's the thing: when Leon was gonna fight Usman, listen, I think I'm a big fan of Usman. I think he was, in his reign, was no one could touch him. He was like a Khabib essentially. But I wanted Leon to beat him so bad because I knew that someone had to take the reins over.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Because Usman's getting a little older, and I knew Leon. He had to be it. And so when he was getting dogged that whole 4 rounds, I was like, "Fuck, whatever, another fucking Usman takeover. Fuck this."
Yeah.
And then last minute, just
Whoa.
headshot. Can we look up headshot dead? Can we look that up, please? The
Headshot
post fight interview with Joe Rogan is so fucking funny. So yeah, I got Leon with Colby. I got Leon winning over Colby because Leon's got that Rocky in him. But Colby though is a wrestler, so.
If he takes him down, maybe.
It's going to be a rough time because Colby's probably one of the better wrestlers in that division, up there with Usman, and so that's going to be a tough one. But I think Leon can. This is awesome. Pound for pound, headshot, dead.
His reaction says it all.
Dude, he goes pound for pound, headshot, dead. And yeah, they ended up running it back. Him and Usman ran it back for a second time, and he beat him by decision, not knockout, but
Usman did.
no, Leon won by decision.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so Leon
He's
is
2-0 against him?
He's 2-0 for the belt. He's the champ right now, and they're gonna try to see if Colby can take it from him. So that's why that's a super exciting fight. Shavkat, another guy in the welterweight division, so 170, who's undefeated, kind of been knocking some heads around that.
Really?
Dude, I think he's gonna kick the fucking Wonderboy Thompson's ass.
Wonder
I'm
Boy
excited.
Thompson.
Those
So-
dudes are big grapplers. Freaking.
Dude, this
Who's he trained by?
this guy looks like one of Khabib's boys,
Yeah,
but
but he's not?
He's not. He's from, where is he from?
Shavkat the Nomad, Rachmanov.
The Nomad. He is from. Jeez, I can't even pronounce that name. What is that? He's probably from Russia.
Uzbekistan.
He's from Kazakhstan. Holy shit.
Borat.
Borat, legit.
Borat.
But he would kill anybody. He's 17-0. Then we got
Dog.
Tony Ferguson versus Patty Pimblett, Patty the Baddie.
Patty the Baddie.
Baddie,
So that's an
hurt.
interesting fight. So I love Tony. Tony interim lightweight champ. proven veteran. But
He's about to go for double-digit L's.
He's on a 6-loss losing streak.
Oof.
And Patty,
Wait, who is?
Tony Ferguson is on a 6-loss losing streak. Patty, as you know, is an up-and-coming
On the
star
come up.
on the come-up. But do you know who David Goggins is?
Yes.
David Goggins just trained with Tony Ferguson. They did a Hell Week together. And he said that Tony Ferguson was the first person to ever finish his Hell Week.
Really?
First person ever. They
so
were
he's a
doing
dog.
they were doing
Tony,
3
you got that
miles
dog.
of weighted walking lunges. 3 miles.
Oh.
Not steps, 3 miles.
So he's a dog.
He is a demon. He is a guy that will legit die in the ring. Dude, can we look up Charles Oliveira
Dog.
submitting? Oh, I love Charles. He's my
Yes.
favorite fighter. Charles Oliveira submitting Tony Ferguson, and we'll show you how much of a dog Tony is. Because fucking he's insane, man. Dude, this... You know what an armbar is?
Yeah.
I've never seen a grosser armbar without it snapping.
Really?
Because Tony just has some fucking will, dude. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch. Oi! Oi, tap, please tap. He won't tap, though. He won't tap. Tony will never tap. Dude, he has it underneath his armbar. Underneath his armpit. He made it. He made it to the last second,
Made
dude.
it?
You hear the the whistle?
That's it deep. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh!
He was trying to snap that thing. He was like,
Last
please
thing,
just snap.
if you don't tap, then it's gonna snap. And Tony, dude, look at it. He had his leg over his mouth.
He had that thing under his armpit, bro.
Oh
Dude,
my
that-
God.
that's-
Puts it under his armpit. Look at this. He's like, come here.
He gets it tighter.
And just
Oh.
it does the hip thrust.
Oh my god.
That boy's a dog.
Oh my god, dude. Charles is built different, man. He has the most subs in UFC history.
Oh, really?
Dude, he finishes
Hell yeah.
everyone. The only person he's lost to is Islam.
Oh, yeah.
Islam Makhachev, who's
Yes.
Khabib's fucking
Dog.
protege.
Literally.
Fucking dog. But
So
Tony,
many
so
fucking
now you know
dogs.
Tony Ferguson
Tony Ferguson.
will take anything you throw at him. You know what I mean?
Ooh, him and Patty, huh? That's going to be a good one.
So here's the thing. He finished Hell Week with David Goggins.
Yep.
I love Patty, but like
Right.
I don't know. He's
His
due.
mindset right now is,
I gotta win. I'm on a 6-loss losing streak. I gotta win.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I got to go do something crazy.
Yeah.
You never know what you could run into. Your chin could get ran into. Is all I'm
Sure,
saying.
for sure.
Everyone's got a plan till they get punched in the face. Another Mike Tyson quote, huh?
Right. Shout out
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
So that one I'm gonna stay away from. I don't want to bet anything because I don't know. That one's too tough. I'm going Shavkat Rachmanov. I don't know anything about the flyweight event, so I'm staying away from that. I'm going Leon versus Colby. I'm going
go
Ian
Leon.
Gary against Vicente Luque. Let's see if I know anybody on the prelims. I don't know these guys. Irene Aldana and Carol Rosa. No, don't know. Casey O'Neill, I think I do know. Let me peep what her name is. Nickname is King. Casey King O'Neill. Okay. I'm going Casey
Shout out.
King
Okay,
O'Neill.
King.
King O'Neill, because that's a sick name. I don't even know who Ariane Lipsky is, but she's 16-8, so not a great record.
Yeah, not that great.
That's not. I mean, it's good, but it's not great. Randy
Is
Brown.
she still on the card though?
Who the hell's Randy Brown? Oh,
That's literally
Rude Boy is his
That's you.
nickname.
Boy.
Rude Boy.
Randy Rude Boy.
I think he is the
Brown.
guy that hit a spinning back, so he
Oh, right.
he threw a kick. Guy checked it, caught it. Then he spun around, hit him with the other leg in his dome piece, and knocked his shit out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Video.
I can't
I've
remember,
seen that video.
but that video was fucking insane.
Randy Brown.
Randy Brown, Alonzo Menifield, Cody Garbrandt is fighting on the prelim. Damn, what a fall from grace for
He
that
went
guy.
down, huh? I know
He
him.
went down, dude. Cody Garbrandt used to be. I'm pretty sure he was interim champ one time for the flyweight division. No, bantamweight. That's 135.
It's
Bantamweight
tough-
is Sugar Sean. You know Sugar Sean,
Tough
right?
division.
Yeah.
Tough
That's,
division.
that's a tough dude. Sugar Sean is.
He's
Dog.
a dog.
I
He's a
love.
dog.
He just fought at the Garden
Oh, he did?
for the belt.
No shit.
Yeah, against Aljamain Sterling, and he won.
Oh.
It was fucking sick, dude. I love Sugar Sean.
We got to catch a UFC fight. I've never been. I always wanted to go.
Yo.
Dude, I didn't go to that one
You ever
because I've never been to one. No.
Dude, let's get one
Let's
going.
pull up.
Next one at
Let's
TV.
pull up.
Next one at the because Dana's from Boston. He usually stacks that card pretty well. I mean, Sugar Sean in Boston was sick.
Yeah, that is sick.
It was a good fight.
Sugar Sean taking the dub.
But
Sugar Sean.
yeah, that's pretty much all the guys I know. It'll be cool to see Cody Garbrandt get a win after a while because he's been down bad.
He's only had 13 fights.
He is 13-5, so he's at
So it's
18
18.
fights against Brian Kelleher, who has 24-14. So this guy's got
God
like 40
damn.
fights under his belt. That's crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot of
How old is this
Experience.
dude?
experience.
For sure.
37, man.
Damn, dude. It's time to retire the shorts.
But you know what's
homie.
Hey,
crazy?
still doing it though.
Still doing
Do you know
it.
who
Tip the cap.
Glover Teixeira is?
No, I don't.
He's a Brazilian.
Yeah,
Shouts,
yeah.
Viva Brazil.
Yeah.
He won the light heavyweight belts at 42 years old, like a year ago.
Wow.
Dog.
He's no longer
Dog.
he's no
Wow.
longer the champ, but dude, at 42, this guy peaked. He never won the belt until he was 42.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy to
That
think
says
about?
something.
That's dope.
Like we were just
That's
talking
dope.
about earlier, like a lot of people kind of feel lost in life, don't know their purpose. They like want things right now, that instant gratification. Dude, that guy was fighting the UFC, had probably 40 fights, didn't become champ till he was 40
Right.
fucking 2.
That's
Tom Brady was still winning Super Bowls at 45.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like no one can put you on a timetable. No one
Facts.
can say like, "Oh, you got to do this at this time frame at this time," because dude, there are people in their 40s peaking
People-
in their 40s.
People like the guy who plays in X-Men.
Dude, we talk about this all the time. Have you seen the movie X-Men?
yeah.
Do you know who Magneto is?
Yep.
Also the guy that plays Gandalf the Grey in Lord of the Rings.
Okay. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings, but I know who that is.
Yeah, so you know it's a popular character.
Yeah.
That guy didn't become famous until he was in his 60s. 60
now-
years old,
And now
finally
he's
gets
like
plays
best actor.
Gandalf, plays Magneto, like all these big characters at 60. Peaks at 60 years old.
That's the grind right there.
That's the grind.
Hey, trust the process.
Trust the process. I
Trust
bet
the
he was
process.
acting his whole life.
Trust the
I
process.
guarantee you that guy was acting his whole life, never got a big role until he was 60. And then
Trust the process, man.
that's what I mean is like, you don't need it right now.
I
You
agree.
just got to know that one day you'll get there.
I agree.
One day you'll get there. So I guess, we'll be going 2 hours. It's up to
2
you if you guys want to
hours.
wrap up. What do you guys want to
Yeah,
do?
I
But
gotta take a piss bad.
yeah, we'll wrap it up. But we like to, when we wrap it up, we like to give a moral of the story for this pod.
Sure.
So Doug, let's give us the moral of the story.
The moral of the story is, I would say, we hit a couple of things.
A lot of things.
A lot of good stuff.
You
Dude,
guys, gotta help me out
I'm
with
lucky
this.
we had this conversation.
Yeah, I
Uh,
am too.
Perspective.
Perspective is probably the main one.
huge.
I think that open-mindedness. Yeah.
Discipline.
Open-minded.
Discipline.
Discipline.
The little things.
What-
you know,
what do you
don't
wanna
scared of
be?
doing the little things.
The little things.
Yeah.
Destination.
The there's a lot of morals.
journey.
It was a
yeah.
lot. It was yeah, right. The journey.
The
Trusting
journey.
the process,
We talked
obviously.
about a lot of things. But yeah, what would you leave with the people? What could you tell them? One last thing.
I would leave with the people this. No matter where you are in life, things could always be better, but things could also be worse. So just find a destination, set some goals, and shoot for the sky.
Yes,
Fuck
sir.
yeah.
Well
and do the
said.
SAVERS acronym.
Savers
Savers.
acronym,
Start
baby.
there.
The little things.
Start there. The little
10
things.
minutes.
Little things,
Exactly.
man.
Yeah, that's what I would leave is that start there. Start small. You don't need everything tomorrow. You
Agreed.
can be 42 in peak. So just chip
yeah.
away. Chip away like fucking Michelangelo sculpting, what's it called? David? What's his name?
Statue of David.
Statue David. Yeah, my bad. Like legit just chip away. Chip away.
Chip
day
away
after day.
now.
What about you, T? What do you got to leave?
I mean, just gotta reiterate. Just chip away, chop wood, carry water, put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be willing to put in the work without getting anything out of it. You do the work for the work's sake, and stick to that disciplined mentality, and good things are gonna happen.
You're bound for greatness if you follow that. I swear to God.
Trust the process.
Fuck
Trust
yeah.
the
Well, let's
process.
dance this one
Enjoy
out,
the
Doug.
process.
Fucking amazing time talking to you, man. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Chris. Thank you for having me on.
See you back. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.